Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cigar Talk. Oh, yeah. Cigar Talk. See where that niggas is at. What's up, man? Welcome back. As I eat my salad, my bad, y'all. Been running around all day. You know what I'm saying? Got to bust down this food real quick, but what's up, man? Big Cigar Talk. Big Cigar Talk. What's popping? What's popping? Can y'all hear me? Turn this shit up. What's popping? Yo, we got a special episode today. This is one of them episodes today, y'all. Hold back. Let me put the salad up real quick. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Eat a little salad on a Sunday. Health is wealth. A little salad, a little Don Shmulio. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep the balance. We got to keep the balance. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, today is one of them episodes, y'all. It's one of them episodes today. It's a lot of shit to talk about from yesterday. I'm waiting for people to get in, man. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Hit that like button for me, y'all, because this is one of them episodes. I got some special guests pulling up. Let me put the salad down real quick. Salad and Don Shmulio. It's a balance. You know what I'm saying? Balance your life. Salad and Shmulio. You know it, Lulu. What's popping? Hottest boxing community in the game. If you're here, I appreciate you. This about to be one of them episodes, y'all. This about to be one of those episodes, y'all. I've been going for a minute because I just moved. But I'm good. If you came to the stream yesterday, I had to double it back. Or Friday, rather, excuse me. If you came to the stream on Friday, you saw I just got these shelves put up, just put the shelves up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start building. The couch is coming. I got the couch coming. I'm gonna build my whole room up. You know what I'm saying? So slowly but surely, I just moved, so we getting it together. But if y'all came on Friday, I had the good brother Tevin Farmer on stream. Man, my sounds, man. I had the good brother Tevin Farmer on stream. God damn. I cannot believe this. I can't believe this. Yo, I had Tevin on. Now, mind you, let's be clear, y'all. Be clear. I never said I necessarily thought Tevin was going to win because I put up a tweet. If you follow me on Twitter, y'all know I'm active on Twitter. I put up a tweet that says, I feel like a lot of y'all is sleeping on Kid Austin. And he woke niggas up yesterday. Kid Austin just put the 135-pound division on notice. Listen, man. I'm back to my salad. Hold up. Get in the room, man. Hit the like button, man. Come on, man. Let's talk some shit. I got a special guest coming. I got a few special guests. Nah, Gary Antoine's on the way. Gary Antoine Russell on the way. Gary Antoine Russell is on the way. Bust down the salad. Salad and schmoolie. All right. Now, if you was here on Friday, I spoke to Tevin Farmer, and it was the night before the fight. I took a lot of criticism. People was like, yo, Naj, you had Tevin up late, nigga. That's the reason he lost. They saying Cigar Talk cursed. But nah. The reason he lost is because it's a young man named Kid Austin that was throwing knees. I just want everybody in this chat, because y'all remember I asked specifically, I said, who's going to win? And I feel like 85 to 90% of the chat told me Tevin Farmer was going to win. And that's not a bad pick. Tevin's a really good fighter, a veteran, slick, tough, but he got caught with some shit that he didn't see early. In the first round? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I still got a lot of love and respect for Tevin. I love and respect Tevin Farmer. That man's story is crazy. He's overcome a lot to get where he is. But goddamn it, a first round? I can't believe it. DJ, you never know who's gonna pull up today. You never know who's pulling up to Cigar Talk. Maybe. We might have Kid Austin pop through. We don't know. I don't know. It might be. It might be a couple other guests. All right. Here's the thing. Let's get to it real quick. Let me talk about a couple things first, because Gary Antoine Russell is on the way. Pretty much the baddest man at 140 pounds. Gary Russell's on the way. Tevin Farmer, he fights with his hands down. If you notice, Tev, he shoulder roll a lot and he used the up jab. Tevin fights with his lead hand down a lot. And Kid Austin made him pay for it. What we saw from Kid Austin, now, it's not a lot to really take away from the fight because it ended so fast. You can't really judge a fight in 90 seconds. It's hard to say, you know what I'm saying? But what we saw from Kid Austin that I liked and appreciated was the man wasn't overextending his punches. I've seen Kid Austin try to wing shit and fall off balance. I saw Kid Austin, he looked stationary, used the jab, boom, boom, and turned it over and caught Tev right away. I think this may be Kid Austin's arrival. What do y'all think? Is this Kid Austin's arrival? Has he arrived at 135 pounds? Show me AC. You're right. He does always overextend. But in that 90 seconds we just saw, he looked sharp. Boom, boom. It wasn't no overextending. He didn't lean over his front foot like he usually does. He didn't do the little jump hook that he usually does. It was nice and balanced. Jab, overhand, and then he pivoted out. And that was all she wrote. I got some special guests on the way, y'all. Number one, Gary Antoine Russell. I got a couple special guests for y'all because I've been going for a minute, so we had to do it. I've been going for a minute. We got to do it. Now, there's a lot of topics to talk about today. There's a lot of topics to talk about today. I need y'all to hit the like button for me, y'all. Come on, man. Hit the goddamn like button for me, please. It don't cost you no money. I'm not asking for no money. I'm asking for y'all to hit the like button. Let me see how many likes we got, man, because I feel like we got to hit this goddamn like button, bruh. I need y'all to hit that goddamn like button. Come on, man. It's almost 200 people, 42 likes. Hit the like button for me. I got special guests pulling up. Come on, y'all. It's only 42 likes. It's 177 people. Hit the like button. All right. Let's get to this. That performance from Kid Austin. Uh-oh, my boy A-Side here. Okay. Salute the A-Side in the building. That performance from Kid Austin, it put everybody at 135 on notice. And there was a fight that the community was talking about a month ago. And everybody said Kid Austin ducked the fight. I'm talking about Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason. That's the fight we need. Uh-oh, the big Shmulio arrived. The big Shmulio has arrived. All right. Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason is the fight that I want to see. I feel like we get too caught up on like we got to marinate it. When two guys are young like this, you don't got to marinate it. Let's get the fight right now and see where y'all at now. And then a few years later, we could get the rematch. Uh-oh, salute my guy in the building. Where my boy at? Fight Hype, Ron. My boy Ron G from Fight Hype. Salute Fight Hype. Salute Ron G. That's my man. Salute Ron for pulling up. Thank you, brother. Tevin Farmer. God damn, brother. They said Naji cursed Tevin Farmer because I had him late on the stream. I was just trying to do it for y'all. First stream back in over a month. But we're not going to disrespect Tev, though. Tev is a tough competitor. He's a warrior. And he gives anybody hell. Kid Austin just caught him with some shit. Let me know your picks real quick, though, before I get to the next topic, because it's a few topics. But let me know your picks. I'm going to bring everybody. I know I got to bring people up. I need your opinions. I want to talk. I want to debate. But I need to know your picks first. Kid Austin or Abdullah Mason? Put it in the chat. Give me Kid Austin or Abdullah Mason in the chat. I need to see where the chat is leaning. I need to see it. Gary Antoine Russell's on the way. Gary Antoine Russell is on the way. One of the top guys at 140. Gary Antoine Russell is on the way. One of the top guys at 140 pounds. He's here. He's joining. Let me see what chat's saying, because we about to get to it, y'all. It's one of them episodes. Abdullah, okay. Chat saying Abdullah, okay. Floyd packs up Abdullah easy. Ooh, it's looking split. I like that. Abdullah, Queens get the money. Abdullah Mason. Uh-oh, Lulu says Kid Austin beats Abdullah. It's a lot of people saying that. I like that fight. That fight just got a lot more interesting. Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason. Now, another fight that just took place yesterday. Jake Paul. Yo, listen, I said this on Twitter and I took a lot of heat, but y'all know I don't mind taking heat when I speak my truth. Jake Paul is a decent prospect. Jake Paul is a decent prospect. I'm not gonna lie. The boy's jab, the way the boy is turning him. He obviously got some power. I see setups. I seen him go to the body, right, Jake? He stabbed to the body, and then feint to the body and come up with the uppercut. Jake Paul, he looking decent. I can't even lie. I can't even lie, brother. I can't even lie, family. Jake Paul looks decent up there, man. He's not looking just like a regular scrub off the street. He's not looking like one of these YouTube boxers. And like, be clear, I'm not saying Jake Paul's a champion or he's pound for pound or he could beat a champion. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying from day one to where he's at now, I've seen a lot of improvements. And I see a decent boxer. I know it sounds crazy because it's Jake Paul, but we got to keep it real, y'all. We got to keep it a stack, y'all. Oh, hold up. Gary's coming. All right, let me see. Gary's on the way. Because let me send this. Uh-oh. I got another surprise guest. Hold up. Another surprise guest. Hold up. Let's get my surprise guest. So, yo, listen. Hold up. Let me see. Now, I'm not drunk, man. Come on, man. It's only the first cup of Schmulio. First cup of Schmulio. I'm just saying, Jake Paul isn't as bad as people want to make him. I get it. It's Jake Paul, bro. I get it. I'm not hyping it. I'm just saying he looked decent for a guy that's a YouTuber. He's using his jab. He's turning them. I seen a couple setups. I said for a YouTube nigga, listen, man, I got to give him credit for improving. Uh-oh, hold up. My special guest is in the building. Hold up, y'all. My special guest. We're going to get back to the Jake Paul and Kid Austin. We're going to get to all of that. But right now, my special guest is in the building. This guy right here, y'all know, if you've been on Cigar Talk Lives, y'all know I've been telling you that this guy is one of them guys at 140. He's not to be played with. He will fight anybody. He's a tough night for this guy's one of them guys. If you got to fight somebody on the street, you like, damn, not this nigga. Oh, fuck. He's one of them tough guys that is just, he's a tough guy. And he has a great story to tell, man. So without further ado, hit the goddamn like button, y'all. Stop playing with me, man. Hit the goddamn like button, man. I need y'all to do that for me. We only got 100 likes, and it's almost 300 people. Hit the goddamn like button. I'm bringing exclusive content to Cigar Talk. All right, let me bring him in here. Champion, the WBA world champion at junior welterweight, Mr. Gary Antoine Russell is in the building. Yeah. What's up, good brother?
Man, I'm good, man. Feeling godly as usual, man. For y'all who watching, man, y'all put them likes down there in the box, man. Stop playing.
Yo, man, come on, put them likes, y'all. We got a world in the building, man. Let's do this.
Yeah, we about to get into it. Let's get into it.
Yo, Gary, how you feeling, brother? How are you feeling?
Man, I can't complain, man. We here for another one. You know, just like how I do in the boxing ring, man. I make these adjustments when necessary. So I'm good.
Yeah. You did, man. Let me start here. Let's start with the last fight, because it's the most present thing we saw. Belt to ass, Gary. Hold up.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna give y'all the rundown with less words as possible. You know, me personally, I looked at Rayo as a little dude. I'm like, bro, let me just get him up out of there. And he was like, nah, like I always tell you, man, it's the show side, it's the business side. You gotta get these people a show. You know what I mean? If you better be better. You don't gotta get everybody out in 4 or 5 rounds. Man, get these people something that they haven't seen. You know, take this boy in deep waters. I said, all right, so basically you want me to dismantle him in every way. He said, yeah. He can't beat you strength-wise. He can't beat you speed-wise. The IQ level, you seeing all that you need to see in all of these dudes in your division. Ain't nobody got shit for you. Man, go ahead and pick this dude apart. Take it to full well. And that's what I did.
Was that the game plan, Gary? Was that the game plan? Like, let's take them all 12. Let's take them to deep waters?
Yeah, take them deep waters. That was the game plan. Even if you watch my interviews and stuff that I was doing before the fight, I was telling everybody, I'm going to dismantle him. I'm going to just dismantle him because that was the game plan. And it was one time in the fight. Like, I'm over here thinking that fighter against fighter, like, we're going to have respect for one another. Of course, it's mono with mono, me versus you. But when it comes to showing certain courtesies, like, all right, your mouthpiece fell out, we both lock eyes, and he seen my mouthpiece fall. I'm about to step back, and I'm expecting him to try like give me some courtesy or leeway. He punched me right in my face. Boom. I'm like, okay.
Hold up, that was early. That was early in the fight.
That was like round 6 or so.
Mm.
But that's when I started walking. I just said, man, look, fuck the gameplay. I'm about to get this motherfucker out of here. Then I'm about to walk, and I'm sending that pressure. Boom. If you listen to the fight again, you will hear my brothers in the background like, look, reset, because they ain't want me to go with that approach. They like, man, look, don't go that route. We prep and we train to go the whole 12. We want to not deviate from the game plan. Don't get too emotional, basically.
Right.
Get back on your dad. So I had to reset myself. I had to like control myself and stay poised, because that made me mad. And I was just about to start walking at her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I resetted myself, got back on my stick, feints and stuff like that, head movement, lateral movement, and just rapid combinations, you know. But that was the game plan, though. Take him all 12, just dismantle him. Anything he brings to the table, adjust, take it from him. Don't let him be able to use it again.
Now, Gary, you hit the boy with everything in the kitchen sink. It was the jab was working, the lead hand, the backhand, hook, uppercuts, everything. Was it just an easy target for you? Because it was like you look like vintage Gary, like this, everything was working. Was it an easy target?
I mean, I wouldn't say easy target, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what
Okay.
I mean? But for those who don't know, they're like boxing friendly fans. When you become a professional, I feel like anybody that stands there too long and want to look pretty and take pictures, you're gonna be an easy target. If this is what you do, it shouldn't be a hard thing for you to hit your target.
Right. Right. Okay. Obviously, you know, the fight before that, you took your first L, right? Like the Puello fight. Super close fight. A lot of people, you know, still talk about that debate, who won, who didn't win. You've mentioned and you've been clear, like, I need that get back. I already see people in the chat saying they want to see the get back. How do you feel about the fight with Puello?
If I was to get a rematch or
Yeah, rematch, like a rematch.
I'm getting him up out of there. I'm getting him up out of there.
What you think it was, though? What you think it was that kind of gave you a little bit more trouble than the other guys? Obviously, Puello has some skill.
It wasn't even a thing of him giving me trouble. It's just that I let off the gas because I felt I was up in rounds. It's that simple. The night before we had the post press conference, and like I said, it was some people that I who opinion I hold near and dear to me and stuff like that, and they were saying some stuff like, "Man, you're like a Sean Porter." And I took that a little bit disrespectfully. I'm like, Sean Porter, that man put on his football pads and helmet, and he just come at you. I don't fight like that.
Like why? I said, why you felt like that was disrespect?
Because it's like I feel like I got way more in my arsenal than Sean Porter. No disrespect, but it's disrespectful for you to say that I'm just a one-dimensional fighter. I feel like Sean Porter is a one-dimensional fighter. That's all he can do. If he was to try to explore into doing something different, it will look completely awkward. And I guarantee you that he will go back to what he know because it's not working out for him. Certain people can how they do things and make it work. I feel like Sean Porter, he would change and do something and it wouldn't work as good as he expected it to. So he would go back to what he normally used to doing, which is chin tuck, hands high, and he's lunging in with some stuff. He's coming at you.
So you saying you got more boxing skills and more variation than Sean Porter, basically?
Oh, most definitely. It showed when I fought Rayo. Just because I apply pressure to these fighters doesn't mean that that's all I have in my arsenal. It's controlled pressure. It's not even just reckless pressure. I feel like Sean Porter, he applies reckless pressure. Like, I'm in shape, I'm strong, and I'm tough. If you hear me, I know I'm courageous enough, and I got enough heart to take a punch to give a punch. And a lot of times they don't land. Look at him and Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford put him on his back pockets because he was coming in just bulldozing in, not being accurate, not being calculated and stuff like that. That shit matters. When I'm applying pressure, it's calculated.
Got you. Can you tell me that? Let's talk about that, right? Because your style, we all know the Russells, right? You from a lineage of boxing history, right? Like your whole family is fighters. And I want to get to that too, but I feel like if we looking at your brothers, your older brothers, it seemed like they usually fight with more finesse, but you usually fight with more pressure. How did it happen like that to where you became a pressure guy that still got skills, but you more pressure than your brothers? How you feel like it happened like that?
I honestly, I really can't say. We all got similar styles because we come under the same gym, same trainer. So the whole IQ to certain things is gonna be the same. If we was to branch off and have our own personal creativity to it, then that's just that. But we would still make sure that our fundamentals that we train on, that we've been taught, always exist. You got your jab, you got your left cross, you got your uppercut, body shots on both sides, and your head movement. The difference that sets a person apart from everybody else is their creativity.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I feel like all of us, we got our own different style of creativity. Me personally, I'm on some, look, let's get this shit on. You in this square with me. It gotta be a winner, gotta be a loser. Now, if it comes to a point, all right, this dude just strong as shit, just like me. Guess what? I gotta change these gears and make these adjustments and see how his mental is. All right, now I'm about to outthink you.
Yeah.
I'm about to outthink you. I'm gonna try to lure you in and see how you respond to me luring you in. Because now it's not like I'm in retreat mode. I'm in bait mode. I'm baiting your ass in. Just to see if you're gonna stay fully locked in. You're gonna be fully focused on basically operating in a different tempo. Because my tempo makes a person have to think fast, move fast.
Yeah. And it's a lot.
I mean?
Outside of the punches you throw, it's just the feet pressure too. It's like you got a good combination of hand and feet pressure. So it's like it puts you in situations like you're like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So you will see certain pressure fighters, they move slow, but they know how to cut the ring off good.
Yeah.
That's footwork and IQ. Like, I'm not about to use all this movement and I'm about to follow you in a circle. I'm gonna step over, slide over, and I'm an inch, keep my hands high and stuff like that. That's a intelligence. I got all of that in one. We all do, but like I said, our creativity is just different. Me, I know for a fact these guys be hiding behind their skills, but when it comes down to no skills and it's all man versus man, I know I'm coming. I'm on your ass. You feel me? I'm on your ass. You can talk all the stuff you can talk and build all the hype up. I want to see what they're hype about. Let me see what they're hype about.
Hold up, Gary. Who you talking about, Gary? Because it seems like you talking about some niggas right now, Gary.
Listen,
who you talking about? It's Cigar Talk, Gary.
Like I said before, one guy talking about moving up to 147. One guy never even mentioned my name, and the last one don't even want to rematch me. So it's like, hey, y'all do the man, read between the lines. I never been the backstabbing ass type of guy. I don't get no thrill out of that. But I want to unify. And I told Pollo, I said, I don't give a damn if you lose. I still got to see you. You don't got to have no belt for me to see you. Because the way I'm looking at it, they got to crack a few eggs and make an omelet. And you really got a gift, my boy. And like I said, I let off the gas. Half of the round, I want to say by around like 6 or 7.
Right.
When I felt as though I was up on the scorecards. And I changed how I was doing things. I changed how I was fighting because, like I said, it was some opinions that I hold dear to me from people that I feel that I'm close to. I am close to, you know what I mean? Their voice matters. basically. And it was like, man, you one-dimensional, man. I said, all right, look, I'm gonna show y'all something a little different this fight. You know, I'm gonna keep him in the middle of the ring. It ain't gonna be no brawl. I'm not gonna have him on the ropes and applying pressure. We're just gonna keep him in the middle of the ring. But
nah, Gary, we want to see you going at these niggas like you do. That's why we love Gary Antoine.
Hey, he said, man, get him up out of there.
You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Oh, super chat in the building. We got a super chat. Salute. Stavros Begidis. My bad if I butchered your name. If you fight Hitchens, how do you get past the 74-inch reach?
Come on, man. Y'all not listening? I was in Pollo's chest round 1 to 7. It's nothing to get past the reach. The person with a reach better know how to use that motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, that's a good fight. Obviously, you just mentioned that you want to unify. Richardson Hitchens just beat up Kambosos for his first title defense.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight going? I mean, how do you see you versus Africa?
You gotta be there to know. You gotta be there to see it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna spill all the juice, but those who know. You know what I mean? I'm proud of them. Anybody that participate in this sport and they done made it to a certain plateau and they got a belt or they nominated as the top contender, I take my hat off to you, because one thing I can say about this sport, you can't play this shit. You can't play it. You know, so you got to what you got to out of grit, hard work, and grind and dedication. I would never take that away from nobody. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm proud of him for defending his title. A lot of people still be down talking him and putting him as the underdog and saying he ain't all that. Granted, y'all can say that shit, but he still got the credentials that he got. You know, Kambosos, he came off of I want to say he came off of a loss. He lost to Loma.
Yeah, he lost to Loma.
Yeah, so due to that, I feel like Loma just like broke him mentally, and he couldn't really find his footing going into this fight with Africa. He didn't really have no time in between to get that ball rolling again. You know, that victory with Teofimo, they kind of got him big headed a little bit, but he got humble. He got humble after fighting Loma. And he never got time to get the ball rolling again from that humble timer. And now you got Richard Hitchison, who's a boxer. You know, he tried his best to be a technician, which is good because it works to his advantage based off of his physique. He got good little reach, got good little.
Let me ask you this, because we got a lot of people in the chat saying, you know, the WBA mandated a fight with Andy Hiroka. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing his name. He's the Japanese brother. He looked black and Japanese when I looked at his videos.
He mixed.
Andy Hirioka, and they saying that could be a possible fight. And the chat is asking, how do you feel about a fight with Andy Hirioka?
I mean, it's a couple of things. You know, you got to look at his strengths and his weaknesses. Of course, you do that with every fighter, every opponent. He's long, he's rangy. I feel like he's a better fighter than Pollo. Skill wise, I feel like he's a better fighter. Now, as far as who got more puncher power, I don't know. I never went up against no Goroka. I see that he know how to use his jab very well. He know how to use his distance very well. The fights I have seen, a lot of skip back.
He is southpaw too, right? He is southpaw.
He's southpaw. Skip back. He don't really have no good head movement. You know, his defense is skipping back. His defense is lateral movement. As far as him just like sitting in front of his man and making a miss with slipping, he don't do that. He know how to keep you at the end of that jab, which is good, and he do it well, you know. But I know he haven't fought a fighter like me yet.
Do you feel like, is that a fight that's on the table for you up next? Obviously, we're waiting to hear whatever you announce as far as your fights. Is that a fight that you're interested in taking?
I mean, I'm interested into giving the boxing world what they deserve, and that's great fights. But also, like I said before, it's a show side and it's a business side. If it don't make sense at this point, why the hell take it? Let's deal with something that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't bust my ass to just continuously fight contenders. No, let's unify. If you are a contender that is climbing a ladder, okay, probably makes sense. But I would then have to go back into negotiations dealing with this contract and this Yoka guy from
Yeah.
where he from again?
He's from Japan. He's from Japan.
Yeah,
But
from
he looked
Japan.
black and Japanese. He got a little, I don't know, he got a little sauce or something.
He look black and goddamn Panamanian. I seen him. I seen him. He's a nigga.
Yeah, I said,
That's
this
a
nigga ain't Japanese. Who is this nigga right here?
Who's this nigga? Right, stop playing.
Nah, big five from the chat. Big five.
It got to make sense, though. You know, is he on the table? I don't know if the negotiation is right, you know, and things is looking up and up. Hell yeah, I wouldn't mind because I'm in this profession to give back. I want to prick their minds. I want to ooh and ah people so they can be influenced or inspired to even do the sport or want to watch this sport all year round because we're the only profession that's all year round.
Right.
You know, I want to keep that going. Boxing is kind of like taking a down spiral. Granted, we got more platforms now. You know what I mean? You was just talking about Jake Paul and stuff like that. A lot of people hate on him. And I say, y'all can't hate a man who's ambition, who got ambition on being a business guy. He was a YouTuber and he crossed over from YouTube to boxing and he making money.
Sure is.
That's because he's conducting business the right way. You know what I mean? And if he take it serious, then I would probably consider the fact that all of these blasphemy ass statements that people is making, all of them isn't true. But a lot of them are. It's disrespectful to the sport of boxing for you to come over here and start making more money than these boxers that's been in this sport for years among years, all their lives. Even some of these top contenders or champions, they got titles. You making more money than them. It's crazy.
Yeah. He built up that fan base. So he built up that fan base.
Yeah, it goes back to negotiations and how you conduct business. It's the business side and the show side. You
Salute, well connected. Well connected said you beat Hitchens 4 times in the amateurs.
Yes, sir. You know.
Man, I didn't know that. I do remember I was at the amateur fight with you in Boots. I was there for that. I was there.
Yes, sir. So, hey, when you was there, who you see get their hand raised?
Oh no, you won that fight.
Oh, I just had to. Hey, look, I just had to check temperatures. I just had to check temperatures. That's it.
You won the fight. I was
That's
at.
it. That's all. Because we would be talking. I'm like, man, look, what's understood don't need to be explained. I feel, but since y'all popping y'all shit, go ahead and get the facts up out of it. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. Hold up. Let me read another super chat. Salute to the super chat, y'all. Thank you for everybody who's sending the super chats in. Crunch Time 91 says Keyshawn at 140 now. That's a fight that the people need. What do you think about that fight, Gary?
Ooh, and that's funny.
Like that.
Look though. That's something that I would see making sense. So why? Because he got the right people behind him. Right now, he got buzz. I'm a champion. I would say give him a couple more fights before he fight me, and that's only because he's just now moving up. The only person I seen move up and get a title fight so quickly like that was Lomachenko. Fresh out of Olympus, he had 2 fights. After those 2 fights, he had a shot at a title.
Right.
He
so
lost
if he get another fight or 2 at 140 to get acclimated to the weight, that's something that you want? Keyshawn Davis versus Gary Antoine Russell?
And that's crazy because look, that's my boy. I ain't even gonna hold you. I went to bat for my man. Cause your boy, what's his name? Damn, what platform was that?
Oh, somebody was getting at Keyshawn? They was getting at him?
Nah, they was just trying to put words in people's mouths, and I was like, man, you gotta go check that shit. That's my guy. He was doing clicks and likes and viewerships, try to get his fan base up and running Damn, what was the interview
It's
name,
over,
man?
Gary. We don't know them niggas on Cigar Talk. We know Cigar Talk.
What's his name, man? God damn. Mill City.
Hold up, you cut out, Gary. You cut out on the
Mill
video.
City.
Oh yeah, we don't know that nigga. We don't know that nigga.
Man, look, I said you gotta fix this because all this stuff you're doing, man, you messing up bonds that people got with people genuinely outside of the profession. Like I really genuinely deal with Keyshawn, you know, and he a cool dude. He ain't like all of the rest of these other fighters that participate in it. Like I personally like fuck with Keyshawn, you know what I mean? And he was just like mixing up words. Keyshawn felt some type of way when he did an interview with him. It's like, dang, he said that. Mill City put words in my mouth. So I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with that shit, man. If you don't go fix that, you don't even gotta reach out to me no more.
Cigar Talk, Gary. I appreciate you because we don't do that over here on Cigar Talk, man.
Say no more. Nah, you're gonna get it from the horse's mouth over here on Cigar Talk, all the way through and through.
Let me ask you this question real quick. There's another person at 140 that we haven't mentioned yet, and the whole black community wants to see this nigga get his ass whooped.
Who that?
The whole community wants to see this nigga get hands and feet put on him. His name is Teofimo Lopez.
Oh man, it's giving howdy. You hear me? Howdy. And look, if they send him my way, that's my guy, but he be on some weird shit lately.
Come on, man. He be doing too much. We don't like that. We want to see hands and feet on this nigga, Gary. What's up with that? Is that a fight that you could push
for? That'll be a great fight. That'll be a great ass fight, you know. I would need people to promote that shit to the fullest because, like I said, it gotta make sense. Do that fight make sense? Yes, it makes sense right now. It makes sense. I feel like people is too scared to even take one L. If you about the sport, then be about the sport. You worried about an L and a title and shit like that. I'm like, man, look, let's go get this work. You feel me? Let's go get this work. If you good, you gonna get your hand raised at the end of the day. What you scared for?
Yeah. Salute Jonathan Scott Bay. He says Russell versus Teofimo at 40 is a fire bout.
Oh, for sure.
They liking that in the chat, Gary.
For sure.
Okay. Listen, this is bigger than you, Gary. If you fight Tio, this for the ancestors, this for the culture, this bigger than you.
Gary. Go ahead. Hey, buddy, this buddy. He said this for the ancestors, dog. Hey, this motherfucker, he up here sending bananas and shit.
Yo. I said, oh, hell no. This nigga got to get stepped on, man. Hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me get your take on this because I just saw today Turkey Al-Sheikh announced that Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney is supposed to be fighting later this year. I think they said November, maybe. What's your take on that? Because I know you was wanting to fight Devin Haney. He just moved up, so obviously it's it's out of your division. But just can you give me your take on that though?
My take on that, I feel like Devin Haney, he got the smarts to pull that fight out, but he can't get touched. I feel like if he get touched, it's a done deal. One thing about Brian Norman, he got thumpers in both hands, but he's slow. He's slow on his feet. Devin Haney gonna feint his ass, stick his ass, grab his ass. He's gonna do everything to survive. You feel me? And before you fucking know it, these are rounds that he's putting in the bank because Brian Norman couldn't be effective enough to be a winner each round. Like you gotta at least get more points each round. You gotta put these rounds in the bank. Brian Norman is gonna be a lot of inactive activity when it comes to a fighter like.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Because Devin Haney ain't about to let you just get no punches off for free no more. I told y'all he damaged after Ryan Garcia, so now he's trying to recoup, start from scratch.
Oh, so you think he got damaged from that Ryan fight? You think that?
He don't fight the same. That man said, "Look, let's go back to the drawing board and start from scratch." when I first started, this is how I was doing this shit. And he was on his bicycle. And that last fight out in New York, Times Square, he was on his bicycle, trying to be punctual as far as like just getting points. Move. This man fainted Devin Haney. He all the way across the ring. And he's gone. I'm trying to tell you. But he made it work though. And I feel like Brian Norman, he ain't hiding shit. He ain't hiding nothing. He gonna let you know like it's a fight. Let's go. I'm gonna walk at you. You gonna try to do something? I'm gonna slip. I'm gonna try to be pretty a little bit, inch my way in. But let me catch you with one of these.
Okay. Hold on, Gary. Let me ask you this because I met you one time before. I think this was at the David. That was the Puello card. That was David Benavidez undercard, I believe.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met you. And I said, you know, you're not a little guy. How much longer do you think you'll be able to make 140 comfortably before you feel like you got to move up to 147?
Honestly, I really can't put a time frame on it. Already locked in. I want to wipe out my division before I move up. It's not a lot of belts. It's 3 belts left. And look, everybody got to fight. You got to fight. Either fight or vacate, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in due time, I'm gonna just make sure I'm being obedient enough where as though making 140 isn't going to be hard. But if that's my goal, and that's what it is, I'm gonna do what's necessary to make sure that I'm able to make this weight without straining my body too much.
Yeah.
A lot of these fighters, they don't be obedient. They be fucking up because they really don't be caring.
So you feel like right now you good in terms of weight, like you don't feel the need to like, all right, I'm at my last few, I gotta move up soon. You like, I'm still good here at 140?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Now, if I move up, I know I will be stronger.
Yeah.
I feel good because it's almost like, damn, like when you lose weight, you make 140 or any weight, and you step on the scale, you make weight, you go eat, you feel replenished. You're like, oh, I got some food in my body now.
Yeah, you got a little
right,
more.
Right. You got a little extra juice now. Shit.
Yeah.
So that's how I would feel. And I know that would make me go from here to there. You know, honestly, I'm just waiting on that, to be honest. But I don't want to just hurry up and move too fast because I see what's on the table right now. Right now, and the 140 division always going to be a stacked division.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Keyshawn and Tank coming up, I believe. Ain't Tank coming up too?
Possibly. I think they're saying after Lamont Roach, they said possibly 140, possibly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Tank tried to get the Pacquiao fight if Pacquiao could beat Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying?
It would make sense. It would make sense. It literally would. And the reason why I say that is because Tank, man, he just like, man, the LeBron of boxing right now. I feel like he done devoted himself to boxing wholeheartedly, and he gave the boxing world some buzz. You know,
I agree.
In the boxing world, man, for real.
Hold on, let me ask you this, Gary. Well, first, how are you on time? Because I don't want to take up too much of your time. And just for the fans, me and Gary gonna do a real sit down. We're gonna get to the real shit. I just had to ask him some boxing questions because I wanted to tap in with him. Y'all know this is my favorite fighter at 140. I've been telling y'all. But we're gonna do a real sit down. So, Gary, how much you good on time or how you looking?
Nah, I'm actually about to run to this car shop real fast.
Okay.
Grab some stuff, but
all right, so let me just get this last question out. Because usually I invite the fans to try to ask a couple questions. I don't know if you got any time for that, but if not, it's all good.
All right.
All right, I just want to get 2 questions from the fans, and then we let you go. My last question for you is, damn, what I had a good ass question too. Fuck, damn, I forgot my shit. Hold up. Let me all right, let me drop the link. I'm only giving 2 people right now, man. Gary Antoine Russell's here. He gotta go. I'm only giving 2 people. Link is in the chat. If you hear link is in the chat, I'm gonna give 2 people the chance to ask Gary a question, and then he gotta go. Oh, here go. I remember my question. Respectfully, and I say this respectfully, Gary, because your dad, who is a legend, rest in peace to your father. who is a legend and raised a family, a tribe of boxers, and has done a lot for the boxing community. So I got to take my hat off to your family and your lineage. How is it for you, you know, being that he was your head trainer, you learned everything from him, and now Mr. Gary Russell is your lead trainer, right? Like, what's the difference? And I guess how do you navigate that as a fighter now having a different trainer who's your brother? But how do you, can you talk about that? And my bad if this is a little too personal, but I just wanted to ask that because this is important to me.
Personal, but I'm gonna sum it up for you real fast, man. My father, he was big on psychology. He was just he was a father. He was a full-fledged father. But long story short, he said a father has failed his child. No, when a father has failed his child, he didn't prepare their children for life without them. You know what I mean? That's when a father or a parent has really failed their children, when they didn't prepare their children for life without their parents. And now that my father gone, the only really big obstacle, other than my man being gone, is making these adjustments. A lot of emotion that's behind that.
Yeah.
Like I done scuffed my shoes. It's not like I lost the t-shirt or dirty my white pants and no shit. Like I lost my superhero. You feel me?
Yeah.
He didn't raise all of that. Was the guy that was guiding the ship. He was taking us there, took us there, got us there. Now it's all on us. So the adjustment making. It's just like all of my brothers, I looked at all of us collectively as students. Yeah, it's a pecking order in the household. It's called royal order. The oldest, the next oldest, the next oldest, the next oldest, and we all gotta say so, but we only gotta say so to the younger. Even though you're the second oldest, you gotta listen to the oldest.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the oldest can tell all of us what to do. That's just a royal order. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm looking at all of us as students. My father, he's the king. He's the one that's telling everybody what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Now the fact that my brother got to fill these shoes, I be telling my oldest brother, I say, hey bro, you know, I will always love you, whether you right or wrong. But I'm letting you know you got some big ass shoes to fill. Honestly, I don't think you're gonna be able to fill them. Do the best you fucking can. Dad done lived to see this age. You haven't been there yet. You that age. So it's a lot of shit that you haven't learned. I mean, you haven't learned yet alone the source isn't there in the flesh no more. So I'm gonna just put little bugs in your ear just to keep you motivated and keep you going, bro. But when it comes down to anything that you need me to do, I'm gonna be an open cup. Empty cup, I mean.
Yo, Gary, listen, thank you so much for even explaining that, because there's a lot of people in this chat, man. You know, it's a lot of niggas from the hood. It's a lot of people that went through what you're going through and lost their parents. So to even be able to explain that in that type of way, thank you, man. I know that was a personal question, but I appreciate you even answering that for me, brother. Thank you, seriously.
Yes, sir.
Let me just get two. I'm gonna just get two questions and then we out of here. Let me do. I'm gonna do Yaya. Yeah. Yaya, is that Yaya? And then Well Connected. Let me get Yaya. What's popping?
What's good, Cigar? Shout
What's
out,
up, bro?
man. I appreciate you having the good brother Russell on, man. He don't get enough shout out there in the boxing world, man.
Thanks.
Look, I'm gonna say this to you, Russ. I'm a supporter of you. Made me a believer, dog. That last fight, it's the first time in a long time I seen strength, speed, power, and I seen you breaking down. It was beautiful. It was probably one of the best fights I ever seen,
Yes,
dog.
sir.
So I can't wait to see you clean these niggas out. Clean these niggas out, please. I want to see you take all these niggas belts at 140, dog. So that's all I wanted to do. Just wanted to give him props because I don't see him getting pushed out there enough. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad you did this interview with him though. Salute
Yeah.
to you, Cigar.
Yo,
Salute
Gary, you still here? He must have cut out. Yo, Gary, you still here? He must have cut out. But yo, thank you, man. I totally agree with you, man. I feel like Gary needs he needs that push, man, because the brother's skills and the brother's You know what I'm saying? His IQ and how he fights, his fighting style is one that needs to be mainstream. So it was important for me to bring him up here to just interact with y'all, fuck with y'all, the fans. But I'm gonna do a full sit down with him so we could get more into his personal life and who he is as a man and as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming up to show love, brother.
Salute.
All right, later. All right, I think Gary cut out, y'all, but come on, man. That was fire. Salute to Gary Antoine Russell. Salute to Gary Antoine Russell, man. That was, come on, y'all was wilding in the chat, though. I like Gary. This nigga Lulu said he looked like he going to Beyonce concert. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of funny, though, because of the cowboy hat and shit, but that was crazy. Y'all niggas wilding. But y'all know how Cigar Talk go. Come on, man. That was a great conversation that we just had, man. That was an amazing conversation. We got deep. We talked about pause. We talked about a lot of boxing talk. We talked about what he wants to do next. You got a good gist of where he's at mentally in his fight game and what he wants to do. Me and Gary gonna do a real sit down. I'm gonna get the full sit down, the full scope. You know what I'm saying? And get to it because I think Gary Russell is a very elite fighter, and he needs to be covered more in this sport. He needs to be covered more in this sport. You know what I'm saying? So listen, thank you if you're here. Don't leave. I got more special guests on the way. Cigar Talk. I got some special guests on the way. Come on, y'all. I promise you. I just got back, so I have to, you know what I'm saying? I just got back, so I had to make sure that I do something special for y'all. I got some special guests right now coming up. Hold on, I just texted the link to the special guest. This is Cigar Talk. Only here could you get the exclusives for free. All I just need you to do is hit the like button. Come on, y'all. Hit the fucking like button, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. We got almost 600 people in here and 200 likes. Hit the like button. I just sent the kite out. I just sent the kite out to the special guest. That interview was fire. Gary Antoine Russell. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the energy. I enjoyed that he's a warrior. And he ain't take time to shit on people. Like, he said it like, yo, listen, he gave credit to Richardson Hitchens. He said, I want to fight him, but I give him credit. I respect him. He gave credit to Keyshawn Davis. He said, Keyshawn's my man. Them other podcasts be causing trouble and bullshit. We don't know them niggas. We don't do that on Cigar Talk. But you got to balance your life out, y'all. I'm eating salad and drinking Don Shmulio. You know what I'm saying? Salad and Shmulio. Chicken salad. You know what I'm saying? All right. In the meantime, my special guest is on the way. I just sent them the link. Special guest is on the way. We got some shit. Don't leave. I promise you, don't leave. My special guest right now is gonna shake up the internet. My special guest right now is very relevant to what's happening in the boxing culture. You know what I'm saying? This is Cigar Talk. We only get the hottest people to come up here. Everybody can't come up here. Salad and liquor is crazy. Come on. Sham, you gotta balance out your diet, bro. I drink the Shmulio, but a nigga, he's solid. All right. Let me bust it down. My girl made me a chicken salad. All right. So, while we're waiting on a special guest, let me get back to these fights yesterday. Let me get back to the fights yesterday while we're waiting on a special guest. Jake, it might be. It might be Jake Paul. It might be. Hold up. Special guest has just arrived, y'all. The special guest has just arrived, y'all. I already told y'all. He put the whole entire division on notice last night. Y'all know that. I had Tevin Farmer on the stream on Friday, and he said he was going to stop Kid Austin. But what happened? Tevin got stopped in the first round. I could not believe it. I told y'all this, I said it was a 50-50 fight, but yesterday that didn't necessarily look 50-50. And this guy, everybody that was hating, and I said it on Twitter. Y'all know I said it on Twitter. I said everybody trying to act like Kid Austin mid, and he's not mid. Y'all wilding. I said this on Twitter yesterday. So we got to bring him up today so he could pop his shit and so we could get an understanding of where he's at, because the young man has just put everybody on notice. Eating crow. You right, Phil. Eating crow right now, Phil. You better eat the goddamn crow, Phil, because I told y'all sleeping on this young man. Let's get Kid Austin and hopefully seniors up here too. I want both of these guys up here because I really enjoy them. But let me get the future champion, Kid Austin, to the panel. Kid Austin to the panel.
What's good, bro?
Kid, come on, man. Come on, man.
Wait, hold on. Before y'all get into y'all thing, I want to hear some apologies. You know, y'all was tearing me up when I was telling y'all that he was better than these dudes. Like, for real, they was letting me have it when I said,
Let's
yo,
go,
that is
senior.
the level. When they was talking about, yo, kid ain't on my level, and I'm like, he is the level. And everybody said I was crazy. Get your dad out the corner. Your dad done lost his damn mind. Now I hope we proved ourselves to everybody that we will be undisputed. We coming to fight all of them. Shakur, Mason, anybody who got the belt, we want it. But here y'all go.
Oh my God. Y'all know we've been waiting on senior to talk his shit. Cigar Talk, we've been waiting. All right, first of all, it's a lot to get to. I'm gonna let you, because I don't want to take too much of your time. I want you to enjoy the victory, Kid. I know this was a great moment for you, and I'm happy for y'all. Genuinely, as a brother, I'm very happy for you and what you just accomplished last night. Let's get to a couple things. First off, there were a lot of people that doubted you. You know what I'm saying? I put it on Twitter when this fight happened. This was the night before the fight, and I said, who do y'all got in the fight? And my whole timeline was saying, Tevin Farmer gonna beat him. Tevin Farmer gonna beat him. Do you feel a sense of vindication, you know what I'm saying, being that the fight went the way it did, first round TKO?
Yeah, and that's why I was super emotional after the fight. Like I said, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. You know, I got to prove a lot of people wrong. Now people got to find another excuse, you know, a reason to hate. So I just felt like I did my task at hand. You know, I've been through a lot this year. I've been through times where I couldn't see my son. So, like, it just felt like everything was worth it.
Can you tell me about that, man? Because like you said, you got emotional in the ring afterwards. One is you mentioned that Tevin was, you know, y'all cool. I didn't know that. I don't know if the fans knew that you and Tevin are cool like that. But two, it was like you made an announcement. You said you told your pops. You said, I don't even know if you know this, Dad, but I felt like quitting boxing based on everything that happened. Can you talk to me about that a little bit? Like, obviously you went through a lot with the Shakur fight. You know, you got sick. You had the British board pulled you out the fight. But can you talk to me about mentally when all of that happened, where you were at?
Oh, just like you was breaking up a little bit, but I heard you. So mentally, though, it was just like, you know, just seeing everyone switch sides and, you know, everyone doubting me. And I was away from my son for like 3-4 months. You know, I was a new dad. You know, he was newborn. Um, And it was like I got robbed of my opportunity. And not only I got robbed of my opportunity, I got robbed of my supporters and other things like that. And so I had to come back home, being away from friends, family, my son, with nothing to show for it. So then I was just like, you know what? These fans, everyone is just I was just like hating the whole aspect of the sport. So deep down I didn't even have love for the sport. It took me like a couple weeks just to like even want to even tune into some boxing. So I'm just glad I was able to get back right. I'm glad I was able to get back focused.
Can you tell me that? What did it take?
And yeah, and not on top of that, they took $1 million. Boy, we had to come out of pocket for camp, so that was expensive enough. So I
Right,
couldn't. I got a son to feed. I got to make sure my dad's straight. So we had to come back to neutral, like ground zero, like nothing.
right,
So
right.
it's what
So
it is.
hold on. Let me ask you this, kid, because obviously, when that whole thing happened, one, I think when you came out and showed you were sick, everybody was on your ass, right? And I kind of get it. I feel like y'all have to understand why the fans would be like
Yes,
suspect. But
I get it.
when Daniel Dubois came out as well and said he was sick, to me that made it where it was like, all right, y'all, there's something going on. Um, how did it make you, like, when that whole shit happened, like you said, is what was it that I guess got you out of the depression and the funk, and like how did you pull yourself out of it?
My dad, my fiance, and my son. They were all there for me. My dad especially. He was telling me that like other big fights is gonna come. I'm young. My fiance she's always there for me, and we have our beautiful baby boy. Looking at him every morning. He was my drive to making sure like if I didn't get up and do something, he won't have nothing. So, cause I ain't working no 9 to 5. That ain't me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I didn't get up and go to the gym and get focused, he wasn't gonna have nothing in life. So that was my main focus, my son, my family.
Kid, now did you expect, obviously, like I said, and I told everybody, I said, y'all sleeping on Kid. I think this is a close fight. I didn't expect, I said a knockout's possible, but a first round, I would have never bet that. I would have never expected that. Is that something that you expected? Like where you was like, I could get this guy out of here early?
See, the game plan was my dad gave me the game plan, and my coaches, they told me just be me. And my dad tried to tell you about the science. We could get into that a little bit later. But he tried to tell y'all like how what I tell people is let me fight how I fight. A lot of people they see me fight, they be like, "Oh, he fight like Sean Porter. Oh, he could be wild." But then I could be calculated when I want to. I could take time and box. I pick my shots perfect. So I just say, let me fight how I fight. I decide how I want to fight, and that's when I entertain the fans. But yeah, nah, I didn't think it was gonna be. I thought Tevin was gonna take me to at least like 5, 6 rounds. Even my dad was like, I thought it would have been about like the 5th round. He's like, you shocked me with that one.
I didn't even, yo, kid, I didn't. One of the things, and that's what I said earlier when I started the stream, was I said, if I have to critique you, right? Like if I have to critique your style and your game, sometimes I feel like you overextend on punches and you reach sometimes, which could leave you vulnerable to counters. And that's because you're so powerful and aggressive that I could see you trying to get somebody out of here. When you did that with Tevin, it was on balance. I didn't see you overextend the jab, the right hand behind it, and it was like, oh shit, this was kid is
I've been able to do this all the time. I just be bull crapping, bro. I just love fighting. I love slugging it out. But my dad's like, once you get to them higher levels, you gotta like slow it down. So that's what we did. If you go back to my one of my first fights, like I'm just moving around, I'm boxing. But that's what my dad taught me, defense first. It was me. I got into, I got that power. I want to rock. But
yeah.
him, Oscar Bernard, they tell me like once you get to them higher levels, you gotta learn how to slow it down. And that's what happened when I slowed it down, I guess.
Well, look, so is this a new Kid Austin? Because people saying right now you coming into full form. You looking like really like, all right, Kid Austin has arrived. It's full form. Do you feel like that, or is it still like I'm the same Kid Austin?
I feel like I'm still growing, of course, but this kid Austin has always been here. I never showed it, and I wish I could have showed more. I wish I could have got to at least 4 rounds. Show I could box with Tevin. Show I got boxing skill, but
No, I disagree. Let me see something. You
Yeah,
disagree?
let me get
I
senior.
disagree.
Let me get senior in
I
here.
disagree. I think I know it's a new. I know it's a new kid. Anybody? Wait, hold on. You don't think I could box though? No, happened in Saudi, number one, it wasn't no sick. So we'll leave it there. But everybody said sick because due to legal reasons and things that's happened with the Saudis and Golden, they dealing with that. But it wasn't no sickness. Okay.
Okay.
When if somebody try to murder you and you get administered into the ICU and then into a regular room the next day, I'm quite sure it's gonna change you. And then you lose $1 million, you lose the 125,000 you invested into camp. You know, if people not seeing that side, so yeah, it's gonna be for a young businessman, 22 years old. Hell yeah, that's gonna be stressful. But for me, it's like, I'm older. You get through it. As a business, you're gonna have moments like that. You're gonna have moments, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for him, he took it real hard, but nah, it changed him. He's not playing with it no more. And I can't wait to see him and Shakur in that ring. I
Uh-oh,
can't wait to
senior.
see him and Shakur in
Uh-oh,
that
hold up.
Okay, I will put you in it.
Hold on, senior, you gotta keep it going real quick. Senior, I gotta talk to you too. I gotta talk to both of y'all.
All right.
I said this on Twitter yesterday, and we're viral. I said, Senior gonna be on y'all asses tomorrow. Y'all know Senior gonna come and get on everybody's ass. Now,
No.
you know that everybody talked down on y'all with the Shakur situation. Everybody talked down. Everybody said, y'all pulled out the fight and all of this stuff, and y'all was scared and X, Y, and Z. Is this a fight that now you feel like my son versus Shakur Stevenson is one of those marquee fights that y'all want that?
We're in line for Tank Davis. I'd rather have the Tank Davis fight than he stop Tank. I've been said that he would stop all of them. So I'm not worried about any of them. The thing is, people thought I was weird because I was telling the truth. And it's a problem. A lot of people in this realm, they can't deal with truth. They can't deal with fact. And sometimes if truth faces them, they resist it. He gotta be lying. This boy can't be this great. And it's like, it's just them. It's their limitations that they see it. But everything I said came to pass. 2 years I've been telling y'all Tank gonna retire if Floyd becomes mandatory. I told y'all everything that was gonna happen. I watched him and can't beating up world champions. So all the champions y'all got as Hall of Famers, I watched him beat them up easy. So when I come out and say he's the greatest boxer of all time, because I seen what he did to all y'all champions, I
Mm.
said, he's crazy. He got the Auntie Schofield. He's emotional. So it is what it is. That's usually what happened to most black dads that raise great athletes. From Serena and Venus' dad, they said he was crazy. Jordan dad, they said he was crazy.
Mm.
Anybody that make an athlete, a student, they're gonna say they crazy. But it is what it is.
Oh, let me read the super chat. Said first, I want to give Pops a shout out. I love what you do. Kid, congrats. I hope that you and Tank skip the snooze fest in Stevenson. Yo, Senior, can we get a put the fight on one time? Love from Cali.
Hell yeah, put the fight on. Put that fight on. Especially for Tank. But I think Tank is gonna fight Jake Paul and then retire. That's their plan. So we probably gonna fight whoever's number 2 or 3,
No,
whoever's
but let
in
me
line
ask you
right
this,
under.
because if Shakur Stevenson is able to beat William Zepeda, I assume that would drop down his WBA ranking and then have your son elevate to number one. Is that the fight? If
Right.
he stays around, is that the fight that you like? We need this. We're going to campaign the WBA to make Kid Austin versus Tank Davis.
Nah, because Tank got all the power there. Tank make 30 million a fight and things like that, and they get 3% of that because it's a business at the end of the day. Most people get into this and forget at the end of the day it's a business. So Tank gives them 3%. So there's nothing that I could say that I'm generating 1 million, he generated 30 million. He got way more power than me in that
Right,
realm. All I could do is sit still until he decide what he's gonna do. They can make me mandatory. That don't mean he's gonna take the fight.
right. Okay.
So then if that come to pass, then we're gonna get an intern belt. They would make an intern belt to the champ retired and we fight for the title. So that's how that works. So it's just politics of boxing.
Yeah.
It don't bother
Boxing
us. We
police.
want all the belts. So it don't matter which one of them have it. So all of them are marquee fights.
Well,
Mason.
Boxing Police says Floyd versus Muratalla for the IBF belt or Abdullah Mason for the WBO. I ain't gonna lie, Senior. Hold on. Let me add on to that. yesterday on Twitter. You know, I be going viral on Twitter. I
Yeah.
said Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason just got a lot more interesting. What do you
How?
think about that fight?
How? Mason is a good fighter, but Mason will get destroyed by Kid.
Destroyed,
How?
destroyed.
I mean, just look at the facts. Look at when he got hit by that other guy. Kid hit way harder than that guy. Way more accurate, way more agile. Mason wouldn't stand a chance. They shared the ring together already. And I had to ask Floyd before you hit two off him, work defense. It's facts. I've been saying that. We already beat Mason in the amateurs, and then they even have it on film, us them two sparring. So it's nothing, and that ain't taking away nothing from Mason. It's just Mason is a great fighter, but he's running into the greatest boxer of all time. So it is what it is. That don't take away from none of their accomplishments. Just no boxing history didn't go to school, was just programmed the 5 styles of boxing since 8. While other people in school, he got to study what style of boxing to go to the gym. Nobody ever in history. So what people seeing, they not gonna understand right now. Nobody in history was hypnotized to go into that ring and perform a certain way for years. So,
Mm.
it was a science developing him because I developed a product. It's a business. I formed the business, developed the product, and now got corporate partners. But people don't see me as a businessman. They see some weird stuff in their realm. They don't see a businessman that started a company from being homeless to making 8 figures, consistently. So it's like they don't see the brilliance in that. They see, oh, his dad is overprotected. Not his dad is a brilliant businessman.
Hold on, can I ask you this, Senior? Before I gotta get Kid back, but before I go to Kid, because I want to ask you, Senior. I feel like you've been the mouthpiece for Kid, right? Like you have openly and unapologetically told everybody, my son is one of them guys, and y'all gonna see. And a lot of people doubted you. Do you feel like right now is a vindication for you? Like you want to talk your shit to the people because of what just happened last night?
No, because I still got a mountain to climb. I'm saying he's the greatest boxer of all time. I still got a whole mountain to prove. So, and I don't care what people think about it. Because people, I think the part that bothers me is I'm a dad. I'm a dad. That's what dads do. We the cheerleaders for our kids. We the ones who take the blows for our kids to clear the path for them. So that's what a dad do. So people not used to seeing, I don't believe, a black dad that really supports his child and raises his child on his own as a single parent black dad. So I don't think they're used to seeing that. But it is what it is. I don't have to prove nothing to them. I just got to make sure I create generational wealth for my grandkids and great grandkids. Because I came from poverty. I can't leave them like that. So I don't care what anybody else say. I got a purpose and a mission. But here, okay, y'all. Peace.
Yo, I'm so happy for y'all, man. I am happy for y'all. Let me read this super chat. I do think it's a new kid. Kids showed growth, passion, dominance, and vulnerability by showing that you cared about Tevin. Now imagine how it would be with somebody that he don't like. Talk about it. Kid, does that's what they want to know. The Walker, salute to the super chat. They want to know if it's a fighter that you don't have a relationship with, you not cool with, does that change anything for you? Does that change your style, your aggressiveness, or is it the same thing?
Now I'm ready to the Shakur fight.
Yeah, I would say that, but yeah, you gonna see the difference for sure because it wasn't personal. I don't know because Tevin made that video saying it was personal for him. A while
Yeah.
back. Dang, you messing that fool up. God damn, brother, slow down for you choke.
Yeah, my bad. You found it. Nigga
No,
hungry,
I was
man.
just messing with you. No, but with me and Tevin wasn't even personal on my end. But yeah, I feel like if it's personal, it's gonna be a little worse. It's gonna be a little worse. But that's just me though. That's just me. I was still
Nah,
fired up.
kid,
I was
well, I
still ready
gotta
to fight
ask you
after
this,
the
kid.
fight.
I gotta ask you this, kid. You know the Shakur Stevenson fight went the way it did. It happened the way it happened. People online is now talking about Kid Austin might give Shakur Stevenson some problems. How do you feel? Obviously, I guess that's probably one of the guys that you saying we don't got a personal relationship. It's gonna get a little more tougher in that ring. How do you feel about a Shakur Stevenson fight at this juncture, given everything that's happened?
I don't want people to compare this fight to a Shakur fight. When I get that Shakur fight, then let's compare it. But until then, I'm them two totally different people, and those would be two totally different wins. So when I get the
Hold on,
Shakur
but why
fight,
you say that? Do you mean from the skill set, or do you mean like what do you mean that it's
I'm
different?
just talking about like from in general, like those two different fighters, two different people. Like I don't want people looking at my win on Tevin as how I could possibly win that fight with Shakur. No, it's gonna be two totally different things. You know, I want my credit, like I want my credit when I beat like how I beat Tevin, and I want my credit when I beat Shakur. Like two totally separate
Right.
different things. So they just gonna have to wait and see. But
Hold on, so
that's
kid,
how
you confident? You already confident that you gonna beat Shakur Stevenson?
I'm confident I could beat anybody out there. I mean, work in the gym, being away from your family, you know, sacrificing your getting hit in your body, man, you're in the wrong sport if you're not confident. If you're just doing it just to get beat up on, you tripping. You tripping. If you don't think you could beat Prime Mike Tyson and you could be the sorriest fighter, you're in the wrong sport.
Right. Okay, kid. Let me ask you this question because I mentioned it with your pops, but you know, there's another contender that's kind of in a similar vein as you that everybody talking about, and his name is Abdullah Mason, and everybody's saying right now we would love to see Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason. How do you feel about that fight, Kid Austin?
It would just go like the sparring session, truthfully. But like I said, I like Abdullah. He's humble. You know, he don't talk trash, and I respect it like that. You know, but he need to stay in his lane until we meet. I'm going my route. He going his route, and I will let him fight. You know, probably this year, early next year, maybe.
Okay, what you mean? You said it'll go like the sparring session. What does that mean? Because he told me, I know y'all seen the clip because that's when I got blocked from the Kid Austin page. I got blocked from the Kid Austin page when they
Not
told
about
me,
me.
yeah, yeah. They told me, they
He
said,
told you one round, right?
down.
You know it's crazy. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah because he was first in the ring. And if y'all don't believe me, go ask Bill, whatever. This was at Devin Haney's camp. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah. Then after 4 rounds, I got his brother Abdurraham. We don't even got to talk about him. And then I sparred with what's that tall black kid that be with Devin? Shamari,
Yeah, oh,
Michael, or
Shamari,
something like
yeah.
that.
Shamari, I think his name
Yeah,
is.
I sparred with him after that, after sparring Abdullah brother. So they could cap all they want. They got it on video. They got it on video. So, but like I
Is that
said,
a
I'm not
fight
one
that
to
you
talk.
want,
You know,
kid?
sparring,
Is that a
sparring.
fight that you want, though? Because the fans are talking about it. Is that a fight that Kid Austin wants? Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason?
Look, I want anybody, and you know, I know Oscar and my dad. They gonna take good care of that. But Abdullah's getting close to that belt. You know, I believe he might be fine for that belt next. And once you grab
Yeah.
that belt, if you on my radar, so
Woo!
we'll see.
Kid Austin. All right, hold on. Yeah, you know I gotta hype the kid. You know I gotta hype it. You know I gotta hype it. All right, hold on. Let me ask you this question before, and I want to go back to your pops. I'm gonna let y'all go because I know y'all enjoying the victory.
Yeah,
We're gonna do
I'm
it.
about to be at the airport.
Yeah, yeah. I got two more questions. One for you, one for your dad.
I'll go
Um,
first. I'll go first.
for you, for you, like I told your dad, you are number two in the WBA. If Shakur is able to beat Williams Zepeda, that would make you number one in the WBA. Obviously, Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the cash cows of boxing, is the WBA champion. How do you feel about that fight if you can make that next?
I
Tank
would love that
versus
fight.
Kid Austin.
I would love that fight, especially if he's gonna retire. You know, I would be like, I would want to be his last fight. So if they can make that fight happen, so be it. Because I feel like Shakur might beat Cepeda. So if that fight's easier to make than a Shakur fight, I'll take that one. And I'm chasing greatness. You know, I'm not in here to lollygag. I'm in here to chase greatness. If I could get Tank, Shakur, and you know more Taya, all of them back to back, that's even better. So we'll see.
All right, do you think that's the harder fight? Because obviously that's Tank, right? Like Tank, pound for pound, knocking niggas out. Do you think that's the harder
Let's
fight?
be for real, and let's
They
not
knock
be.
the people out.
Yeah,
What was
but
the third fight?
I see. I'm gonna answer it like as a fan. If I'm looking from the outside in, you gotta be more cautious with Tank than you gotta do with Shakur, and I'm just telling the truth. I mean, let's look how he did Padley. People say Shakur put what's that new saying? Everybody saying BTA belt to ass.
Yeah, belt the ass, belt the ass.
Shakur don't do that. I'm sorry, he don't. Padley literally slunched over, got up, walked to his corner. He was straight. I mean, come on, let's be for real. His hands is bad, two bad hands. So I don't gotta worry. I could probably stick my face out for a whole round and not worry. That's just me. I'm just being funny at the end of the day. But I'm telling some truth. Tank, you gotta be on your A game for all 12 rounds. You see what happened with Barrios. And that's when Tank wasn't even in tip top shape. and he stopped Barrios later rounds. You know, there's been multiple fights. You look at how he did Gamboa. So I think Tank would be the fight where I gotta be way more cautious than I had to do with Shakur. I could fight Shakur however I want to be honest. But yeah,
Yo, listen,
I would
kid,
think
I'm
Tank.
not gonna lie. Before you pass the phone to your dad, kid, I like when you talk a little bit of shit, bro. Because
I ain't
sometimes
even
you be
talking crap.
nah, kid, you gotta talk some shit. We like that when Kid Austin talking some shit. The fans love that, kid.
I think I
Come
just do it
on,
in a
kid.
I think I do it in a nice way.
Nah, fuck that nice shit, kid. We like to hear you talk that talk, kid. Let's go.
Here go my pops.
Yo, Pops, we like when your son talk a little bit of talk. We liking that over here, Cigar Talk.
Yeah, I have him dip his toes in there here and there, but he still got to stay a businessman. He got 4 corporate
Yeah.
deals he got to answer to, so he can't talk but so much, you know.
I ain't even talking trash.
Yeah, but he's telling you the truth. He's not talking trash.
Oh, but I want y'all to know Shakur's a bad man, though. Shakur's a bad man, though. You know what
To
I'm saying?
some, yeah, to some he is.
I mean,
Not
we
to
can't
y'all.
Some is.
we can't deny
Hell
it.
no.
His IQ.
His IQ don't mean nothing.
No, I'm just saying because we don't want to crap on.
I'm not crapping on
Shakur a
nobody's
bad
skill.
man, though. Shakur a bad man, though. That's all I'm
To
saying.
who? Not to us. I am being humble. That's the problem. People don't like honesty. I've been doing this. My dad was a professional fighter. I was raised to be one, but he said I was indisciplined, so I was trained to be a professional coach. Floyd is the 3rd generation. All we know is fighting. So his style, I see every flaw he make the same way I seen it Tevin. So we already knew I'm just gonna program Floyd to exploit those flaws. That's why I'm saying he's a threat for who?
He wasn't a threat
Like,
badly.
he don't got power like that. He got all his power in this world. He don't
Hold
got
on, you don't think
movement
because
like that.
he stopped Padley though? You don't get him. You don't think so? That's power.
Who's Padley?
Man,
Really, who's Padley? Come on now. You know the crazy thing? I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna ask the other people this because it's not hate. It's just real fact. Give me 2 or 3 A-level fighters Shakur Ford.
or B.
But anybody to say that he's this great, let's deal with fact. Give me 2 or just 2 A-level or
Say
B-level
one.
E4. Yeah, give me even 1 A-level
I
E4.
can't say A level. A level, no. But B level,
But
I would say Oscar Valdez was a B level
I
at the
knew you was
time.
gonna say that.
Oscar Valdez is C-level all the way. You know he ain't no
I would
B-level
say
fighter.
He
prime
beat
Oscar
Miguel
Valdez.
Burchout when he was the guy.
Who's that? Who did Miguel beat to put him there where he's validated? But all I'm saying is people are smoking mirrors. That's the entertainment aspect. Shakur didn't fight nobody. And y'all make him like he great off of what? Good
What about
marketing?
Jamel Herring, Pops? What about Jamel Herring? He beat Lamont
Really?
Roach. Tank
Really?
problems. He beat
Really?
Lamont Roach. He beat Lamont
Really?
Roach.
Look at the face. Really? We got
You a
really?
jerk, bro.
No, wait, C minus fighter? Is that a C minus one? You know the
Okay.
funny thing about Jamel, they offered us that fight for that belt, and I turned it
Oh, they offer
down.
y'all Jamel Herring?
Yeah, if we would have signed to MTK Global, and I turned it down, and then Shakur ended up getting it. So we not that's nonsense. He haven't fought anybody. He's not a threat for us. Kid got too much power for him. You know what
Okay.
it's like? It's like Michael Spinks when he fought Mike Tyson. That's what it will be like.
Mmm.
It's too
Mmm.
much power. It's easy for them to have all the boxing skill in the world, but when you fighting somebody who got dynamite power, it don't matter what you learned in the gym.
And if they don't respect your power, it's
So,
over.
you know, that's what happened to him. Floyd is gonna knock him out. Shakur out. Shakur never been hit by nobody like that. He never fought nobody like Floyd.
He would have if he didn't run from
He
the.
never fought a switch fighter. A wide stance fighter can't escape from a switch fighter. Because when they jump back one stance, that switch fighter can step 3 steps forward and they're in their chest. So it's impossible for their jump defense to work. So he
Well,
would
that's the
Shakur
fight
would win.
that I'm pushing. I would love to see that fight. Obviously, it didn't happen the first time. I would love to see it happen. But let me ask you this, Senior, before y'all go. I know y'all got to go. First of all, I'm grateful for your time. You and Kid. Thank you very
Take your
much.
time. Take your time. We in traffic.
No, we
Oh,
not.
okay,
We
okay.
right by the airport.
Kid, damn, Kid. What the fuck,
You
Kid? Come
funny.
on. Nigga. Get my shit off.
You funny. All right, what's up? Ask me your question.
All right, Floyd, because I just want to, I feel like you, I feel like you holding back a little bit, Floyd. I feel like you've been wanting to get at these people who, you know, it's a lot of people on my page that been hating on you, hating on y'all. I feel like you holding back a little bit, Big Floyd. Can you please give us a little bit of the Big Floyd sauce because y'all won in the dominant fashion?
Nah, I'm not gonna. You don't kick a person when they down. They hated on Jesus. Who the hell? Who the hell am I?
Hold on, let me say.
Come on, they hated on Martin Luther King, and he was saying nonviolence. You know, so who the hell
Yeah,
am I? If they're
yeah,
not hating on you, you're not doing it right. I'm telling you, if you're not being hated on, you're not doing it right.
that's
So,
true.
let them hate. I proved what I had to prove. That was
Hold
a
on, so
two
Big Flo, let me
division.
ask you. No, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said that was a two-division world champion that said that we was outclassed, that his pop's rushing him too fast, that he crazy, he need to get his pop out the corner, his pop don't know what he doing. I'm gonna annihilate that kid. He don't stand a chance. That's what everybody was saying, that's what he was saying. And I said, what happened when he knock you out? Do that make him the greatest? He ain't never gonna knock me out. I said, okay, watch and see. And that's exactly what happened.
You
So
did
I'm
say that.
telling you.
And I had Tevin on Friday. I had him late on Friday, and he said he was going to stop kids. So I did hear you say that in the face-off. I did hear that.
So I hope people understand that I never lied to them ever. Since y'all know me ever, from me saying that Floyd buckled Devin Haney, and people say, oh, he lying. When I said he's the greatest boxer of all time, none of these champions came out and said I'm lying. Not one. But then the people watching it on TV say that I'm lying. You never heard none of the champions, Adrian Broner, Robert Easter Jr., Jojo Diaz, Devin Haney, the list go on, all these coaches that he been around. Nobody ever came out and said his dad lying.
Mm,
So that's
mm.
power within itself. Freddie Roach, Kenny Porter, he been around a lot of coaches training with them. But it ain't me taking credit because all of them developed him. You go on training camps with all these top champions and you their spar partner, what you think gonna come out of that fire? He was doing that since he was 17, he 22. So what did they expect would happen? Training with these great coaches like Kenny Porter and all of them? Come on, they never seen this, man. So people could talk what they want to talk. I don't have to apologize to them.
All right, let me ask you this last question, Senior.
Mhm.
Your son obviously is at 135. He's a
Mhm.
big muscular kid, right? He's like a muscular kid, and we know muscle weighs more than fat. Do you feel like he's still able to make 35 comfortably, or are y'all in a situation in the next few fights he's gonna have to move up to 140?
He made that easy.
Super easy.
Super easy. We didn't.
The hell?
It was like, yo, this is what we don't get. A lot of times when people don't make weight, it's because they're not true professionals. Either one, they don't have the discipline, or they don't have the nutritionist, or they don't have the meal prep, or they don't have something in place. They're not doing the numbers. If they do the numbers, because everything is numbers, they will be able to make their weight. They would space it out in time where they could lose whatever weight they got to go effectively. Then they pull the water out of their muscles. People talk about how muscular he is. Where they think the water is at. If the body is 80, 90% water, and his body holding this muscle, don't y'all think he would be able to make that weight class longer? Because we just sucking the water out of his muscles and then putting it back into his muscles. So people
Mm.
just try to understand the science of
You just
boxing.
gotta have discipline.
They just don't understand that. He's a third generation. Our family been doing this for a while, a long time. So it's passed down secrets from our pops and all of them. He gonna make that weight for another year and a half if he wanted to. He could go down to 130 if he wanted to, for real, for real.
Good, yeah.
For real,
130?
for real.
Nah, come on, Big Floyd. Come
Yo,
on, Big Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm
130?
saying,
I
Your
could,
son is too brolic. Your son got too much
I
muscle.
could, I could make
Kid, you got
130.
too much muscle, kid.
Bro, if you see me at the weigh-in before we stepping on the scale, I'm smiling, I'm laughing still. You see the size of my arms?
right.
I ran out of underwear cutting weight cutting sauna. But my legs was like I still had like my water in my legs. Bro, I could make 130. Y'all don't want to see me at 130. I ain't gonna do it.
Oh,
But if I gotta challenge myself, I'll show y'all.
oh
Nah.
wow. Oh wow. Oh
But
wow.
it's all good. I'm glad people tuned in now. Now they paying attention. Cigar. Now they paying attention now. So that's all I
Yeah.
wanted. Now I don't have to pop crap. I could be me because the
Nah,
popping
nah,
crap is
Floyd.
the
We need
entertainment.
you to still pop that talk, Floyd. We need Big Floyd. We need you to do that, Big Floyd. We like that.
Okay, all right.
All
But
right.
okay, wait, we didn't answer none of the comments.
Hold
You
on. Yeah,
jumped
let's
in
get to
with
the
the
comments. It's
comments.
a lot
That's
of.
right.
Hold on. Do you mind if I bring a couple people up? Are you okay with that?
No, go ahead. Hurry up. Hurry up. We're not at the
All right. All right.
airport
All right.
yet.
Yo, listen, man. Y'all know how I do. I'm gonna drop the link. No disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect to my guests and the people in my house. Y'all can ask your questions. You could critique. I'm okay with that. But if you disrespect my guests, I'm booting you. No disrespect.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Let me y'all see the link is in the chat. Hit the link. I'll let you come up and talk to Floyd, Big Floyd and Little Floyd. You could come up and talk to them real quick. Link is in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all better hurry up.
He said,
Yeah,
"Y'all
hurry
better
up.
hurry up."
Hold on. All right. As they coming in, they first of all, they saying fight Roach at 130. How you feel about that? Lamont Roach at 130.
Roach got a fight. He got a fight coming up. How they gonna say that? And he got a fight coming up.
Yeah.
All
We
right, let
might
me
be
bring
able
up
to fight
somebody.
him at 135.
Tando, turn your cameras on. Tando, you got to turn your cameras on to get up here. I ain't doing no cameras. Cameras on. Tando.
Hold on 1 second. Come back to me. If you
What
Damn,
up?
can.
What up?
Tando, come on, man. All right, I'm gonna leave you up here though. I'm gonna leave you up here. Let me get Frugal. Frugal on the panel.
Yo,
Yo, what's up?
salute. Senior,
Thank you.
salute, man. Salute. Shout out
Thank you.
Junior. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I gotta say, man, when you pulled that stunt with Shakur and you went to the hospital, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real. I was one of these guys on the internet that said, I'm tired of this kid, man. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of his father. They bullshit and get him
Yeah,
out. They
what
tired of
I do?
Shakur. I'm tired. But I gotta say, I apologize. What you did last night, amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
back on board.
I
I'm
Okay.
respect that.
rocking. I'm back on board. I'm rocking your father, senior. Salute. You one of the greatest promoters out here nowadays. I ain't go front. You a funny nigga, man. I'm fucking with you, senior. I'm fucking with you, junior. I apologize with the Shakur because you know how it is. That sounded a little crazy, man. I'm in the
Yeah.
hospital, Saudi Arabia, all this money with Shakur. I'm like, oh, he's scared of Shakur. I apologize. All of a sudden now, you Shakur, I feel is scared of you. He talking all that crap, that bullshit he put on on Twitter. That shit got fear. And like you said, he can't hit hard. Both his hands is hurt. But first he gotta take care his battle in 2 weeks. You know, he gotta take care of Cepeda in 2 weeks before you can even talk to him. But once again, congratulations, man. Um, much success. You know your stock is up. Get the money now, but stay
Yeah.
focused. You know what I mean? Stay focused. Salute to you, your father. You keep doing your thing, man. I'm out of here, man.
I
Cigar Talk.
Appreciate it, bro.
Keep doing your
Respect.
thing. I love your show, Cigar Talk. Keep doing your thing, man.
thank you, bro. Yo, listen, y'all know we got the hood up here. The hood
See,
go keep it real, kid.
why can't we get people like that? My man was able to admit he was wrong and man up about it
Show love.
and show love, bro.
For sure. Yo, kid, we got the hood.
Keep-
The hood follows Cigar Talk. It's the hood over here. So, you know, niggas gonna keep it real over here. Let me get Killer
Why they
Moss.
why they wrong?
Hold on, let me get Killer Moss to the stage. Killer Moss.
What up? Y'all can hear me?
Yo, we hear you, bro. You with Kid Austin and Floyd Schofield Sr. Go ahead.
Yo. Tariq, Tariq, that's my boy. That's my boy, right?
What's up?
I was telling
What's up,
him,
bro?
before the fight. I said if Floyd get through this, hey, he just did something. He don't really know. You know, he don't really know what's
Wait,
going
you
on.
said Tyreek?
Yeah,
Cousin.
My cousin?
yeah,
Who Tyreek, nigga?
Oh damn. That's my aunt's son.
yeah. I was telling
That's
him
my cousin.
if Floyd get through this, he on. I tell him he on another level if he get through this. So I'm proud to see you did that.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna take a
Yeah, for sure.
screenshot, show TJ. That's crazy.
Yeah, send him this shit. He know what's up.
Hell no, bro.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I respect that, man.
Yo, Killer Moss, thank you, bro.
100.
I'm trying to get as many people before they get to the airport. Let me get
You good?
Rich. Rich.
I got 5 minutes.
All right. Two more. Rich, what's popping?
What's up? Hey, Naj, I see. I just want to keep it real with my daughter Mason and his father. If y'all keep calling out Shakur, right? But are y'all gonna play those games that y'all was playing last year? I'm talking all the police stuff and all that shit, because that could mess up a guy mental. And you can understand why he don't want to fight if y'all do those type of games. We're still in cash,
Yeah.
drugs,
Yeah.
drugs
I,
inside cars and all types of shit. And I'm just being honest. I fuck with y'all. Y'all did good. Salute to y'all. But come on, man. We grown man. You play.
Right, as a grown man, all you gotta do is look into the facts. Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The police reports is out there. Everything else is out there.
All right.
It's real fact. It's no, well, hold up. It's no speculation. It's no games. It's what really happened. So when I
Right.
came to tell y'all the truth, I don't lie like that. I don't lie. So I came and told y'all what happened. Y'all said I was crazy when I said he got poisoned. Said they
Right.
tried to kill him. But the toxicology, no, and I know I can't get into that because the legal things. So everything is fact. It's nothing speculated here.
All right. All
100%
right.
fact. They tried to take the boy out because they didn't want him to fight Shakur. Flat
Okay.
out what it was.
Okay. And this is what I'm saying to you. Do y'all think that he would take that fight after y'all did all those games? Because that if somebody's saying y'all, you set him up, you did this, you did something with a passport, would you take a fight from him, from that person? We talking about real stuff,
Yo,
not real.
I can't on real shit. I can't answer what he would do, but I know when they make it mandatory, it don't matter what he do. He has to vacate that belt to move. So it don't matter what he feel or what he
Y'all
gonna do.
got petition for Javante Davis, right? Y'all mandatory over there on that side.
And we also on line for Zapata after he beat Shakur.
Yo,
Okay.
Rich, I
And
appreciate you. Rich, they only got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go to the next
right,
caller. But
right,
I
right.
appreciate you, bro.
But
All right.
either way, we in line for all them belts. We don't hate on none of them. It was
All
the
right.
reason they tried to assassinate this young man, and y'all seen it last night. Why? He's the great. He was Shakur's spawn partner. So why would we duck Shakur? We beating him up in sparring.
I never said y'all ducking him. I'm just saying, would you think that if there's something wrong with him taking that fight, if y'all playing games like that? Because
We didn't play games.
you put the police, you saying the police did this, it's because of Shakur and all that stuff. No nigga ain't trying to play no police games with no one.
But you can't answer you can't answer that. You
What?
can't answer that because number one, you're not in this
I was
field.
gonna say you a fan.
You're not in this side of the
Not,
business.
but
Yo,
Hold up.
Rich,
You gotta let me. You
Rich,
gotta let me answer.
Rich, you got to pull back up. I only got 2 minutes with them, so
Right.
I'm
You gotta let me answer. Or you gotta understand on this side of the business history show where they assassinate people more than one way as an entertainer to get people out the way. Just
and
because y'all, it's worse than the streets on this side. It's 10 times worse than the streets. Everybody that's on this side is street people, business people. So you might think one way that it didn't happen. We don't care what he think or
I,
what he might do. He got
Yo,
to
Rich,
make
I
sure
gotta
he
go.
go.
Rich,
wait,
yo,
hold
pull
on. Let
back
me say one thing. Let me say one
up.
thing. Let
The
me
last one,
let me
I
say
got
one thing.
Right.
I understand. Let's just say all that shit did happen, but y'all have no
No,
proven facts that Shakur did that shit. So why y'all even
yo,
say the
nobody
nigga did
blaming
that?
nothing on
Yeah, why
Shakur.
y'all say the nigga did that? Come on, man.
Brother,
We real men on
you
here.
show me where we said it.
You gotta be a real man when it comes to shit like that. You don't sit there and accuse nobody of doing
Brother,
nothing. You got actual facts. I'm not saying that none of that stuff did happen. All that stuff
Is
happened,
you a
but you don't
fan,
blame
bro?
another
brother,
nigga for doing
who are
that.
you, his
That's all
cousin?
I'm saying.
You his cousin?
That's what I was saying. That
You
must
his
be
cousin?
must be his
Thank
cousin
you.
or
I had
something.
to,
You his
I had
cousin,
to
this
boot him.
nigga
I had to
weird.
boot him.
He's
I
weird.
had to
What is
boot
he
him. I had
getting
to boot him.
emotional for? Or stuff he don't know.
I had to boot him. I
Your
had to
buddy a
boot him.
fan,
Listen,
bro.
one last one before y'all
Thank
go.
you.
Smooth was popping.
Hey, what's good? Peace and blessings to y'all. Y'all won me 3K last night. I fuck with y'all. Good shit, bro. Good shit, bro. Good shit. I just want to say peace and
Blessings.
blessings to y'all. I hope y'all get the big fights next, bro. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Much love, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it,
Thank
bro.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yo, listen. Y'all know it's a
All right,
combination.
bro.
I'm the hood, bro. So, yo, kid, when you pull up, the hood really gonna be here and they gonna tell you how they feel for better or for
Nah,
worse.
I ain't gonna lie though. Some of your people,
Yeah.
they gotta know how to be a fan. Like when you a fan, you gotta separate yourself from like you're not one of us. So you gotta stay on that side. If you don't know the
Yeah.
business, you don't know the business. Nah, and
Yo,
I'm not
kid.
talking trash. I'm just being for real. They getting a little too emotional over some boxing stuff. Like I
Yo,
said
kid.
before, we
I ain't
gonna
gonna lie,
prove it.
kid.
We gonna
Listen.
show it.
Yo, listen, kid. I'm gonna tell you if you talk just a little bit more shit, you gonna go to the next level, kid. We've been
Y'all not
waiting
gonna
for
bait
you.
me.
I'm telling you, just a little bit, kid. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more.
I hear
Just a
what you're
little bit
saying,
more.
but for me, it's gonna come one day. Somebody gonna bring it out of me one day. But for now, like I said, I don't do no negativity. I got my son at home. I gotta be a prime example for my son because my son is watching me at the end of the day, and I don't want him to see all his dad is being ignorant or his dad being, an asshole to people. So
Because he already got his granddad.
yeah, he already got his granddad for that. So
Yo,
I'm not
listen.
trying to put that in my son.
I appreciate you, brothers, pulling up,
But we
man.
gotta get
Thank you
ready to
very
go,
much.
Cigar.
Nah, for sure. I appreciate you, brothers, pulling
Thank you,
up. Thank
bro.
you very much to you and your pops. and I'm looking forward to the next generation, man. All right, y'all, hold up. I'm gonna take a couple more callers before we got. Come on, y'all. This show been fire tonight. Hit the fucking like button, nigga. Hit the motherfucking like button. We got Gary Antoine Russell. We got Kid Austin. We got Kid Austin Sr. Excuse me. I mean, Floyd Schofield Sr. My bad. I said Kid Austin Sr. But I've been off the Don Julio. But come on, man. We putting out real content with good people. I'm going to bring a couple more people to the panel before I bring up my next guest. This show today been fire. I got one more special guest for y'all. One more special guest for y'all. It's been on fire today. Come on, man. Y'all got to show me some love. Hit the like button. I'm not bringing nobody up no more until y'all hit the like button. Hit the goddamn like button. We got 600 plus people and 300 likes. Hit the like button, bro. And I'm going to bring up some more people. Just please do me a favor, hit the like button. And I got one more special guest. Y'all gonna love this one. I promise you. Y'all gonna love this one. This nigga's gonna talk this shit. I promise you, you're gonna love this one. Hold up. Let me text him right now. Hold on. Let me call him. Right now, the special guest. I gotta call him right now. I'm FaceTiming him right now. Let me put the volume low so y'all don't know who it is. I'm gonna take a couple more callers before the caller come up. Nigga didn't answer. All right, special guest on the way. Let me take a couple callers. I got another special guest. We got Gary Antoine Russell. We got Kid Austin. We got Floyd Schofield Sr. And it's one of them episodes, man. Cigar Talk back. Come on, man. Ain't nobody else doing like this on live. Keep it a stack. Who else doing like this on Boxing Live? Let me get Tando, and then I'm going to bring up Locke. And then I got a couple more. It's a lot of people in the chat. And then Carl. Carl, I see you, Carl. I got you. Tando, what's popping?
What's good? What's good? Hey,
Yo, what happened? I tried to bring you up when them niggas was up there, man.
yeah, my alarm was going off. I had to turn it off. The main thing was when y'all got into that conversation about Shakur's resume and Kid's resume, and that's when I kind of think the delusion be setting in a little bit. Because I mean, you can say what you want about what's his name? Who do you fight for at 130? Both the championship fights.
Look, they said in the chat Lamont Roach.
Nah, not Lamont Roach.
At 130?
Yeah, Shakur beat him in Atlanta. Why can't I think of his name?
What's it? Oscar Valdez.
Lamont, yeah, before that.
Jamel Herring.
Yes. And so they keep talking about how, those are B-level and C-level fighters, but those are names that if you put them prior to last night on Kid Austin's resume, those would be his top guys. And so when they keep saying he's never fought a B-level, C-level, they haven't either. And no disrespect to Tevin Farmer, but Tevin Farmer's at the end of the road. He got 8 losses already, respectfully. So I'm not going. He definitely kicked ass last night. I want to give him his credit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you trying to say you don't think Kid Austin could beat Jamel Herring?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when you down talk somebody else's, like when you say, "Oh, he's never fought this level of fighter," you haven't either. So like the same faith you want us to put in you to say you can beat Shakur is the same faith we got to put in Shakur to say he can beat you. So if that's the case, I'm gonna go with whoever got more accolades, truthfully. So at that point, I don't know. I guess is this logical thinking, right?
Oh, so how do you see that fight? If we talking Shakur versus Kid Austin, how do you see that fight?
I can't see Kid Austin winning it. I mean, the difference between him and Farmer is a lot, in my opinion. They're both. I feel like people have been trying to like compare them a little bit because Farmer got like sort of a slick style and what have you, but I think if you watch those two fights with Zepeda, Farmer was getting pieced up. I mean, he was eating it because he's tough, but it wasn't like he was just like, you feel me, moving out the way. He was kind of there to be hit. Shakur is not. So I got to go with that. And then I guess they talk about the power and stuff all the time, and people say the Padley stoppage was weak, and I mean, true, who cares, right? But the point is, if you're not getting hit, it don't really matter what's coming back at you.
That makes sense. Yeah, the chat is saying that you look like Showbiz. What do you think about that?
Can't say that. Showbiz got a beard, don't he?
All right, hold
And
on.
I'm
Now,
much smarter than the dude, but appreciate you, bro.
hold on. Let me ask you this though. How did you feel yesterday just about Tevin and Kid Austin? How did you feel about the fight though?
Well, I thought Kid Austin was gonna win because I mean he's young, bro. Tevin is and I don't want this to sound disrespectful, but he's like towards the end of his career, or what should be the end of his career. I feel like, granted, a lot of fighters are fighting at older ages, so it's no way. I'm not saying he's like you know terrible, but I just felt like it was kind of made for Kid Austin to kind of look good against somebody who seems to be slowing down. I mean, he lost his last three fights,
Yeah.
and I could say he looked pretty good.
It was close fights. They wasn't
He
like
did. He looked pretty good against Muratai. I think better than the other two, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a good win because like if he would have stopped them in the sixth, it would have been like okay, he looked like he was challenged, but he kicked ass. So it ain't like he came in there and was playing around. He got in there and whooped ass immediately, which was totally unexpected. You got to give him his props for that. But I just don't. This ain't the fight to give you the nod over someone like Shakur, in my opinion.
okay.
Or he was also talking about Tank. I don't think so either. I just can't. I can't go that far.
All right, let me ask you one more question. Before I
Sure.
ask you a question, they saying you look like Leonard Ellerby. How do you feel about that?
Mm. Are you making these up? Because I didn't see it.
Oh, it's in the chat. It's in the chat. It's not me. This nigga, it's in the chat. I'm not. It's
Hey, I
not me.
really, I really despise Leonard Ellaby too. That sucks.
That shit funny as hell. I got to bring up the funny shit in the chat. All right. How did you feel about Jake Paul? Because I've personally been a proponent to say I think Jake Paul is a decent prospect. Like to be honest, I don't think
Sure.
he's like a YouTuber. Like he's a decent prospect, and
That's the
people get
thing. He
mad at me
can't.
for saying that. But how'd you feel about Jake Paul?
The thing is, he's been working now for so long that he's built an actual skill. It's just, I think. Did you see Virgil Ortiz's tweet today?
Yeah, it felt like hating though. It felt like he was
It
hating. I
did.
didn't
I
like that.
think I think the reason why he's hating is because of the. I think it's probably financial more than anything. Because if these cars was just on TV and nobody was paying for them, who would care, right?
Yeah.
But he's getting a bag for these fights, and so as a fellow fighter, or that's what I feel like Virgil is coming like. Y'all keep paying pay per view to watch him fight older fighters or people who aren't truly boxers. But yeah, I mean, his
But
next
you
step is
can't
to
be
fight
mad at
somebody who's
the fans.
active. I think.
You can't be mad at the fans. The fans gonna pay for what they want to pay for. You can't be
True.
mad at the fans. You
I
gotta
feel
get.
like you can't be mad at what anybody's getting paid
That's what
anywhere.
I'm saying. You can't be. If
So
the fans is gonna pay for what they want to see, you can't be mad at that.
yeah, I think that's what I think. I think maybe we got to see him in there with somebody who's actually like active. You know what I mean? I wasn't really too sure if Chavez ain't fought in a long time or he was just old.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
So we got to get because I mean like I feel like a lot of people every time he quote unquote made a step up, it was just for somebody with combat experience. We got to get him in there with somebody who came off of camp this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the chat is cooking you though, but it's funny because they cook me
That's
too.
fine.
They cook everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Tendo, I appreciate you pulling up, good brother.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
All right, salute. I ain't gonna lie, the chat, y'all niggas is wilding. Nigga said he don't got no ears. That is crazy, chat. Y'all wilding. Let me get locked. You about to leave? My girl over here, she about to go out with her friends, baby. You better be key. Come on, you better, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me get locked and then call Brown and then Vega. And then Vega. Let me get locked. What's popping? Who? No. But you gotta be slick on the thing because if they're gonna see you on the My girl trying to get to the closet right here, so she don't want nobody to see you. They gonna see you if you don't slick do it though. All right, let me get locked. What's popping?
Us, never that was shaking, beloved.
What's up, good brother? How you living, man?
All is well, man.
How did you feel? How did you feel? Today we had Gary Antoine Russell, we had Kid Austin, and we had Floyd Schofield Sr., man. How'd you feel about everything?
Man, you cooking right now, bro. Ain't nobody doing it like you on the live with the boxing. We gotta give you your flowers ASAP.
I appreciate you, good brother. The chat is saying you look like Damon Stoudemire. How you feel about that?
Damon Stoudemire. That's my man from the Toronto Raptors from way back.
Yeah, yep.
Whatever. It is
All
what
right.
it is.
All right, Cook. What you think, man? Let me first ask you a couple things. Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer. How did you feel about that fight? Obviously ended in the first round TKO, but how did you feel?
Man, I couldn't be more wrong. We spoke Friday, and I said I had Tevin Farmer, but I could be more wrong. If I would have got a chance to speak to the brothers, I would have told them straight to their face. I had them fucked up, and I apologize. You know what I'm talking about? Real
Yeah.
talk, because I definitely had it wrong. I thought Tevin was going to pull it out, but boy, oh boy, I was in the house like, damn, nigga.
Hold on,
Woo!
so did this make you put more respect on Kid Austin's name after this fight?
I have to. I have to.
I
I
agree.
have to. I can't. I'm going to call a spade a spade.
I agree. A lot of people were shitting on him. A lot of people were saying Tevin, but I feel like he proved and he showed I'm somebody that y'all got to pay attention to.
That power, bro. That power. We love power in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So he got to be now. He got to be up there with the rest now. I want to see him with all elite fighters now.
Okay. I respect that. All right. So tell me, how do you feel about Jake Paul, though? Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. I've been feeling like personally, he got a lot better, man. This nigga looking decent, man. I feel like I took a lot of heat. Everybody saying, like, nah, nigga, fuck out of here, you glazing. But I personally feel like Jake Paul has stepped his game up and he looks decent. How do you feel about Jake Paul?
I gotta agree with you there, man. For him to be starting boxing late, you know what I mean? His fundamentals seem like they sound, and I feel like he could do a little something. I mean, I'm not gonna give him too much credit, but he's definitely better than what I thought in the past for sure.
All I'm saying is, as I seen niggas that's pro look worse than Jake Paul have looked, bro. I can't cap. I see niggas that's fighting that look worse than Jake Paul to me.
I agree. I be some of them cats. I be like, damn, like he boxing for real. Like, all right, but yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, did you see the undercard? It was a guy named Rodriguez versus Griffin. Did you see that fight?
Oh.
That was crazy.
When he pulled up with the ice on, he had the dog and all that. I was like, okay, I like his energy. And then he got Bo Mac and all them with him. I was like, okay, I'm rocking with him. And woo, that was crazy.
That
It
was
was a
crazy.
good night. It was a good night.
All right, so let me ask you this before we wrap up. How do you feel about Kid Austin versus Shakur Stevenson? Obviously, it didn't happen before. They said they want that fight. Kid said he don't feel like Shakur is a threat like that. How do you feel about that fight right now, based on everything we just seen last night?
Right now, based on what we've seen, I'm gonna say that if Shakur get touched, he got to be careful. But he's slick and he know what he doing, man. He's a savant with this boxing, you know. And I feel like he'll be able to stay elusive and be good defensively. But honestly, if that chin get touched, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Word?
I don't know if that chin get tapped. I don't know. You might be out of here.
We ain't never seen Shakur get touched before, really. Not like that. Not like that.
That's my point, though. If he get touched, I don't know, baby.
Okay. Yeah, you got anything else to say before I let you go?
Yo, man, I just love what you're doing, man. I'm gonna continue to support, bro, and just keep doing what you're doing, beloved. I salute you, man.
Yo, Lock, that means a lot, my nigga, for real. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Salute. All right, we bringing up everybody. Yo, babe, they said put your location on, babe. They saying you cheating on me in the comments. That's they said, look, they said tell her put her location on. What the fuck she doing? Hold on, babe. Come here. Look. They said this nigga named Jay Smith said she's cheating on you. She said Jay Smith a loser. That's what she said. All right. Let me get Carl Brown to the chat. Carl Brown, what's popping? And then I'm gonna get Vega. And then my son Trap. Let me get Carl Brown.
Yo,
What's
yo,
popping?
salute. Yo, I don't want to regurgitate everything that everybody's saying, but for real, like, I ain't even gotta say it, but you already know. You the truth, bro. Like, you really is the truth. Like, for the first time I seen you, I told you that, man, you been moving like, you ain't no YouTuber, bro. You something different. I can't even put a name on it, but it's something unique.
I
But
appreciate that, bro. For real. I really appreciate that, dog.
But I want to say this, man. I really wish I was able to sit. I wish I was able to get on when Kid Austin was on. Like I
Yo, Carl, you cutting out, my nigga. You cutting out, bro. God damn. Come on, nigga. I'm about
seen
to let you.
shit. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. You feel me?
Hold on,
But
you
look,
gotta start over. Your shit cut out. It cut out all the way. I didn't hear nothing you said.
all right. You can hear me better now.
I hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I said I wish I was up here when Kid Austin was up here because I really wanted to sit there. Like I'm one of the ones when something that I seen before they even before the he even got sick. Like when Shakur said something in the press conference that really it alarmed me. I'm sorry, and I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I ain't hating on Shakur or nothing. This is something I seen at this particular time when Shakur said, "I hope he don't pull out." In my brain, like me just being I'm just a regular dude. I'm like, wait, you don't got a history of nobody pulling out of your fights. Like you don't. Where did that? To me, that was a little suspicious. I'm not gonna lie, but I also wanted to say. I wanted to tell Kid Austin, like, man, like, don't dwell on it, man. Like whatever happened, that happened already. I tell my kids this every time. If something happened already, let it be. It happened already. Don't stop worrying about it. And just go on and do great things. I want to see Kid fight all of them. I think Kid is a threat. Do I think he could beat all of them? Nah, I just think that he a threat though. In a major threat. Like you feel me? Like
Hold on. So when you say major threat, Carl, when you say major threat, what you thinking? You thinking like he a world titleist? He gonna get one of them belts?
no, he definitely a threat. Look, he got youth. He got athleticism. He got power. He got ring IQ. Like I call a spade a spade. That dude got everything that your favorite fighter have. Let's be for real. Without he just don't have the experience. All I'm saying, and how much do it take for a guy to get some experience these days? Let's be for real. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about as you move on. Like and I feel like his father doing a banging job with him, taking all the criticism, taking all the shots, and still standing on what. Come on, man. You know how good these dudes feel right now. All that criticism that they took, and then go out there and do that to Farmer in round one. I didn't see round one coming. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. So let me ask you this: if he's able to get another fight with Shakur Stevenson, how do you see that going, bro?
See, Shakur gonna play from the outside, but like I said, youth. Shakur young too. So I gotta give it like this. Even if it become a cat and mouse game, the dude is so athletic. He can touch Shakur to the body. He can touch Shakur more time than. Let's say if Shakur want to do the Edward De Los Santos, that ain't gonna work with Kid. Kid gonna touch you more than Edward De Los Santos. You know what I mean? I know your chat
Yeah.
just hate me with that one, but look.
You know they gonna cook you, but go ahead. They cook everybody. They cook me all the time.
Yeah, like he gonna touch your core more, and if he touch your core more, obvious he gonna win the fight. But now if Shakur be like, yo, I got a bang with, and then he crack Shakur with something hard, and then making Shakur. To me, Shakur will have to fight a different fight because that running ain't gonna work with Kid. He got the youth, he got everything going on
What
to follow
you
you
mean
around.
different fight though? What you mean? Because Shakur got the top defense in the game. What you mean that he got to fight a different fight? Carl, talk to me.
Maybe I'm wrong about a different fight because, like Shakur said, he ain't fighting another fight for nobody. I understand that, but let's just say he's doing it Edward De Los Santos. That right there, I don't see. I, I'm just saying, in my opinion, I can't see a way Shakur could beat Kid Austin fighting like that. That's why I said he would have to show something different because he would have to fight back. Kid don't care about getting hit. Kid got knocks over his head from butt head bunts and elbows. Kid gonna get down and dirty. Ain't Kid fast on that. Oh man, that keep it real, everybody. We all seen boxing. Kid first step is nasty. His first step is and he could hook off it. He could hook off it. And that shot that he caught Tevin Farmer with, the wham, that was set up. And like I said, I'm a fan of boxing. Frank Martin is my dude. I'm waiting to see what Frank Martin gonna do at 140. But
Me
other
too.
than that, I don't have no favorites. I'm tired of and YouTube made me not have fight favorites no more. Real talk, because everybody be emotional support fans, and that's why I respect what you do, bro. You don't even gotta tell nobody you mutual. You mutual just by default,
Yeah,
cause you
that's a
fuck
fact.
with everybody.
That's a fact. That's a
You know
fact. But
what I mean?
I like what you saying, bro. I like how you giving it up right now. I ain't gonna lie. I like the way you giving it up.
Yeah, I just think that, you know what I mean, everybody got a lot to grow. And Abdullah Mason showed that if he catch you, he could hurt you. Kid Austin showed that if he catch you, he could hurt you. But if I'm going by what I see, I'm talking about skill for skill. If I gotta say them two, like that's a 50-50 fight right now, because they both got the ability to get it over with right then and there, and they got youth on their side. They, you know, it's not because of he younger. They both young. Shakur is they young, so Shakur shouldn't be saying about no kids. Like, and I rock with Shakur. Shakur just remind me of like the reason why I didn't like Mayweather.
Why you hold up? You ain't like Floyd?
No, I'm talking about I did. I ain't. I put like this. I wasn't a
Nigga,
big
that's
fan.
Floyd. You ain't
No,
like Floyd,
no.
nigga.
I'm talking about. See, look, I'm 41. I seen Floyd fight. So at that time, I wasn't that dude that was jumping off the couch. But did I buy every pay-per-view? Yeah. I just every time, like I loved it when Floyd when they said protect yourself at all time when he knocked the old boy out. I like that. I liked that more than anything
Victor
that
Ortiz.
Floyd did.
Victor Ortiz.
Yup. When everybody hating and saying, "Oh, he snuck him." No, I liked it. That's what I like. That's what I wanted to see. Like put hands and paws on. You know what I mean? And Floyd, no, I'm lying. I'm lying when I say I don't like Floyd. I don't think I was. I'm not a fan of what people say Floyd's style was. They
Okay.
said Floyd style ain't nothing like Devin or Shakur. Floyd was a fighter, son. Like Floyd got. I'm talking about Pretty Boy and Money Man. He
Floyd
just,
mixed it up. Floyd mixed it up. Yeah, he
you know what
mixed
I
it up.
mean? So people can't say that because he got knocked out. Look, he knocked Ricky Hatton to the ring post off of IQ. Boom, check hook. Like, come on, stop. They ain't doing that. They, ain't-
Okay.
they so that's so my thing is I just think that I'm happy for Kid, man. I'm real happy for Kid. I was feeling for him when I believe that he was sick, and I don't think it was done purposely on their side. I just think that it was a bailout. Like I said, I can't overhear what I heard. Like, you know what I mean? I heard Shakur say, like, hope he don't pull out. Like, I'm a regular guy, and I think. I'm like, wait, why would you say that? A lot of people going to overlook it because that's their favorite fighter, and they got ties to him and they emotional to us. Me, I didn't like what when they said something about Kid, y'all first press conference, and the first thing you talking about, oh, I hope he don't pull out, and I'm like, wait, why would that be a thing? Like, Kid never pulled out a fight before, and you never had nobody pull out fights. Why would and that's the only thing. And if anybody say I'm hating because I said that, then so be it. But
Okay.
that was an alarm for me. And I said, I think somebody sabotaged that fight when it was time for a Kid to fight Shakur.
Shakur.
Dead
Okay.
ass. Like,
Yo, Carl, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna get to the next call, but
you
man,
already
thank
keep doing what you doing, bro. Keep doing what you doing. Don't stop nothing. And I'm waiting for that Earl Smith um
it's coming. I spoke to Errol.
interview.
I spoke to Errol recently. It's coming. It's
Yeah, I
coming.
remember you telling us right a long time ago. You said you're going to get that for us. I ain't gotta hold you to. I know you're going to get it. But yeah, keep
It's
doing what
coming.
you're doing, bro.
I appreciate you. Salute,
All
bro.
love. You
All
already.
right. All right. You leaving? Where you going looking on sexy? Where the fuck you going? I know where you going, but god damn, boo. God damn. Yeah, man. Huh? They saying they want to see you on the stream. That's what they saying. You will come on the stream? All right, come say hi though. Say hi so they can hear you. All right, let me get Vega. Let me get Vega real quick. Vega and then Trap. Vega and then Trap. Nigga said, babe, they said I'm talking to Alexa because you don't want to fucking talk on the stream. Can you say it so they can hear it? Come on, hold on. Can you say it so they can hear it? Cause they niggas think I'm talking to Alexa. Come say what? Say hi to the stream. Say hi, Cigar Talk. They can't see you right here. Come here. Come here.
I read all the comments. Tell them to keep talking shit. I love it.
All right. See? Now you got me looking crazy.
Yo, can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you. That's weird. Yeah, man. You got to give it to MVP, bro. That was a good undercard. I to start off with Schofield and Tevin, I felt like that could have definitely been close to being co-main event, or at least they could have had Julian Hammerhands and AB started off, but that started off with a bang. I don't think
Wait, Victor, hold
yeah,
on. Can y'all hear me? They saying I'm muted in the chat. Can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
You hear me? You hear me? Let me see.
Yes,
They
sir.
saying they can't hear me in the chat. Oh, I'm good now. My bad. All right, Vega. They saying I got an AI girlfriend. Okay. Yo, Vega, how did you feel? Because I felt like the Jake Paul fight, the whole card was an amazing card. Rodriguez versus Griffin. I loved that fucking fight. Great fight. Obviously, Kid Austin did his thing against Tevin Farmer. Even the Zerto Ramirez versus I forget the guy name.
Dorticos.
Yes, that was a good fight too. How did you feel about the whole card?
Yeah, no, man, that card, besides the main event, everything else was pretty high level, I would say. Entertaining, or you saw skills, you saw champions, we saw a coming out party for Hammerhands, who was once a top amateur, was going along all these podcasts talking about, yeah, Tank, I knocked Tank down, or he ain't really like, he's not as a tough guy, and then he goes out there, faces a dude, undefeated, knocked out almost everybody, and hurts him and almost puts the dude through the ropes. But I mean, honestly, that was probably the fight of the night, and obviously performance of the night is Kid Austin. I mean, Tevin, yeah, he had 3 straight losses, but a lot of people feel that he could have won all 3 fights. I don't agree with that, but he has a case for sure. But if you put it in perspective, I mean, those are hard 32 rounds. Morataya, back to back, Williams Cepeda.
How did you
Gonna
feel
take
about
out.
the Kid Austin fight? Obviously, he got stopped in the first round, but what did you think about it? It's not a lot to judge from, but what did you think about it?
I mean, one shot, bro. Like, that's what we want to see with these guys, right? They have the one punch power. For now, in every fight now, people are gonna believe if he's down, if it's close, he can finish the guy off one punch. Tevin, we haven't seen Tevin stopped in years. Probably a lot of these guys watching this stream right now, they've never seen Tevin stopped. I mean, I think what Pedraza might have stopped him, what at 126, 130. But I mean, since Tevin's came back, he's looked strong. He's looked fast. I mean, he's looked like a top fighter. So for Kid Austin to do that, I mean, now I think we're gonna see Kid Austin on the ring top 10. I think he
Yeah.
should try to get on that Canelo Crawford
Hey, hold
undercard.
on, Megan, my bad. Hold on one second.
Yeah, talking about look like Kevin from the Backstreet Boys. Y'all crazy. Turkey's cousin. You know what it is? It's the beard. I ain't cleaned it up.
My girl said y'all said she a white girl. Y'all bugging out, nigga. Come on, it's me, nigga. Stop playing. All right. You hold up. Tell me what you said again. I'm sorry. Well, babe, close the door, babe.
uh, um, no, I was saying Kid Austin's got to be in the top 10 to ring, and he should be looking to get on the Canelo Crawford undercard. I know before he said he wouldn't want to go to Saudi. Well, that's not in Saudi, that's in Vegas. And also his dad, Senior, was speaking about going to the WBA rankings. I think there's a dude, we don't know his name, but if they want to get for the interim, there's a dude from Venezuela named Macayo. He's been on like Caribe Royale undercards. I think
Hold
as
on, what's his name?
MVP
What's his
or
name? What's his name?
Fradamel Macayo. He's Venezuelan. He beat some dude. It's like no one really know, but he's been on those like box lab cards, over there in Florida and Orlando, and so he's highly ranked. So I mean, if we're going off what senior says, they probably doing that. But I think uh, probably a different card. But Lucas Body was there. He's with MVP, and honestly, he's a dude ready to get beat. So if I'm MVP, it's like, well, what's the point? I mean, he's been in 2 fights since he knocked out Slive, and he hasn't been looking that good. So you might as well put him in a main event with Kid Austin, or maybe Jay comes back quickly. But yeah, man, that was a good card. You got to give it to Jake. I'm not a big fan of him. I don't agree. I don't think he's looking like a great prospect. But
What? I didn't say
cruiserweight is a
great. I
very
didn't say great. You put him. I said
okay,
decent.
okay,
I said
all right.
decent, nigga. Well, why don't you think he looks decent? I feel like I've seen people worse than Jake Paul as far as main cards are concerned. I think his jab is looking good. He's turning people. I see some setups. Why don't you like what Jake Paul's doing?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just I think this is as good as he's gonna get. He does do setups, but it's one level of setups. I mean, his biggest thing is trying to set up the right hand over the top. That's why
Even
he's double
uppercut.
jabbing,
He sets the uppercut up too, though.
tries to. Nah, hey, listen. If you ever been in the if you go to the gyms, he's better than a lot of guys, right? He's getting put on this pedestal because he generates a lot of attention and money. Shout out to him. Cruiserweight, even though we got movement there with Zerdo and Upataya, Jake Paul's the biggest name there. You know, the man's calling out AJ, and AJ's going to have to take a serious look at it. Like just because the money's too much. If Turkey can't come up with something, or if it's similar, Jake Paul's is a quote unquote easy bag, right? So yeah, no, man, Jake Paul. I think he's good for boxing, but I'm not. I definitely don't wear chancletas at all. Yeah, the chat's crazy. Uh,
That's funny. All right, let me ask you this. As far as where Jake Paul can go from here, where do you see Jake Paul's ceiling? Like, where can he go from this fight? Like, obviously, he called out Canelo, which is crazy. He called out Badu Jack, which I feel like I'm not mad at that. And he called out a couple other people. Where do you feel like Jake Paul's ceiling is?
his ceiling, I think. Once again, I think we're at it. This is the washed up guys. Those are the guys he could beat. Badu's not washed. He had a tough fight in Saudi against McKaylen. McKaylen's actually a really good cruiserweight. Got him on short notice, and this is where Badu will beat Jake Paul on the inside. And he's crafty. He has really good IQ. And even though he's 40 plus, he's in tremendous shape. Uh, he might stop Jake. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that'll be smart of him. Him doing the Zerto standoff. I mean the stare down. Yeah, no, man. Zerto will outbox that boy too. But hey, at least he's willing. He's talking about it, and we'll see if he's a person of action. I mean, they said, hey, you won't fight a real boxer. He fought Tommy. He lost. He came back. Then he fought real boxers. People said, oh, those guys are bums, But here he is beating a former world champion that a lot of people were saying, oh, I think he might beat him. And then he washes him basically, loses 2 rounds, and now Chavez ain't crap again. But yeah, I think this is it. I think this is his level where he'll continue winning. Um, I'm not sure exactly how much better he'll get and who he can beat because yeah, it ain't gonna
Yeah.
be no Badu Jack.
Okay. I'm not mad at that, man. Vega, I appreciate you pulling up, good brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
All right. Yo, XL, my bad. I didn't get to this while Senior was on. It was just
Yo, what's going on? It's on mute. Yo, man can't even hear it.
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, innit? You were on mute for a minute, you know. I didn't even know what was going on.
God, I was talking this whole time. I was on mute.
Yeah, no one heard nothing.
What the fuck? Hold on, damn! I'm getting text messages too. Yo, Ma, pull up, Ma. Yo, Ma, pull up. I didn't realize I was on mute this whole time, bro. God damn.
Yeah, no, the chat was going off still.
All right, yo, B. You know you my man from the UK. I
Top it,
gotta
man.
get perspective from everybody in the world, all different sides of the world. How did you feel about what Kid Austin did to Tevin Farmer last night?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even think we were gonna cook him like that because I ain't even the biggest Kid Austin fan, but he cooked him. Like it was like 30 seconds or something. I didn't even see it coming. I'm not gonna lie, man was like paused. That's what. Like man just was just watching it, and all I just see is Kevin Farmer's just he just didn't see the punches coming in it, just like that.
Do you think that Kid Austin is one of the elite fighters in the division now, based on what we saw last night?
Nah, I wouldn't stretch it that far. I feel like he beat Cepeda. I feel like he'll be a better fight for Shakur than Cepeda, but I wouldn't say he beats he's one of the elites yet because it's one fight. Kevin Farmer's lost a bunch of fights and it's a bunch of in a row, and obviously he's punch resistant. It's not like it's like these have been like easy fights. They've been tough fights for Kevin Farmer, so it's one of those. I feel like Kid Austin caught him at the right time, but it was a great performance from him, and I feel like he's gonna be like he should be like matched up against the people like the Abdullah Masons, but I wouldn't say Shakur yet.
Yeah, I'm about to say if him and Shakur fought right now, how do you see that going? Based on what we seen last night, based on what you've seen from Shakur Padley, how do you see a Shakur versus Kid Austin fight happening right now?
I see Kid Austin chasing Shakur around and him getting outboxed. That's what I think. Because the reason why it's like Kid Austin still got those scar tissues and stuff. So like for me, I kind of feel like the sort of the ring IQ, the experience, these are all things that you can't pay for. I don't think he's got all of that yet, but he's improving.
I think he's gotten better. To me, it looks like he's
Yeah.
gotten better to me.
Yeah, no, he definitely has, and it was a good undercard the whole thing yesterday. Because I even saw there was Gilberto Ramirez. Like he didn't look too great, but he did what he had to do. Obviously, Jake Paul fight like everyone knows it's just more for him getting his promotion. Like I don't look at Jake Paul as a fighter thinking he's going to be something special. It's just what it is, isn't it? But for what he's doing for actual boxing, he's doing these things. So can't really knock that about it.
So tell me, how did you feel about Jake Paul's fight against Chavez Jr.?
Like to keep it real, it's what it was, but it was a bit of a joke because like. Obviously, Chavez Jr. He can tell they didn't fully train because it took him until like I think round 7 before he finally got going. So it obviously showed that he didn't trust his stamina because he didn't want to get to a point where he might start throwing from early, gets tired, and then quit. So it took him so long before he actually started getting going. Like towards the end, obviously he landed a few stuff. Jake Paul, I don't know if he was just tired or something or hurt, but like it just wasn't good in it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I just saw one guy just walking them down, getting uppercutted. He was taking all kinds of shots, Chavez Jr. But it's what to expect in that. He doesn't really turn up for fights these days just for paychecks.
What do you think Chavez Jr. Senior is? I mean, excuse me, not Chavez Jr. Jake Paul's ceiling is. Do you feel like Jake Paul has the ability to challenge one of the belt holders at cruiserweight?
Nah, I don't think so at all. Like because the thing is that I would have said
Like
even
Badu
especially.
Jack, like Badu Jack. Do you think he could beat Badu Jack?
No, I feel like Brother Jack is too skillful. I feel like he's old enough, as in to be someone that should be beaten, but I think the guy's just too skillful. That it's just not happening. Because one thing I'll say is like you're seeing all these little improvements, but if he was trying to get to world level like he is, it needs to be a lot more than that. Because it's like there's just so much things where he's sort of he's fatiguing. Like when he'll be backing off when he doesn't really need to back off from when he's in the boxing. Like nah, it's just nah. I'll be surprised if he gets to European level, but he's not getting to world level. I don't see it.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. Did you see the undercard fight? It was Rodriguez versus Griffin. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw Griff. Yeah, what's it? What's it? Bomax fighter.
Yeah, Bomac Griffin. Griffin.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that. You know, it lasted good for a while. It lasted good for a while it was around, but eventually, like that last 15 seconds or something, and it just shows you that anyone can get knocked out until the final bell. So just one of those. But no, it was a good for how it lasted. It was a good fight in that. Cause I actually thought Bomax fighter was gonna win, but it's not been a good couple of weeks for him. And that him losing. What's the other one he lost there? The
Okay.
other Davis and that. What's his name? Kelvin.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, so let me ask you this. Last question. How do you feel about Kid Austin versus Shakur Stevenson?
I wanted to see the fight before all that stuff happened, and I still would want to see the fight again. But like I said, it will be entertaining fight. It wouldn't be boring, but I just feel like Shakur just is just too experienced for him right now. That's the thing. Like it would be one of those things where he would have to catch Shakur with some shot that he never saw coming, and I don't see it happening. You know, that's the thing. I just don't see it happening. Like we gotta be realistic. Like it was a great performance, but people must not forget that this is an old Tevin Farmer who's been through the wars. He's been mashed up. He's done whatever. He's come back, tried to what it is. But there's a difference between Tevin Farmer and Shakur Stevenson. Like a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, the chat is saying, "Where are you hiding?" They say you a shadow and we can't see your face.
They always got something to say. You know, they always got something to say. Tell them to go watch something else. You know, don't watch man. Go watch Gala.
All right, yo, B, I appreciate you pulling up, good brother. Thank you,
No,
man.
I appreciate it, man. Anytime.
All right, salute. Yo, Trap, turn your camera on, nigga. Let me get Trap right now. I'm gonna get Trap and then Daryl Thomas Jr. Trap, what's popping?
Yo, what's the word, gang?
Yo, Trap, what's up, man? You know, salute the Queens. You a Queens nigga. You know I gotta fuck with you, man.
You
What's
know the
good, man?
vibe.
Talk to me, bro.
What's the word? Congratulations on the new crib, gang. You know the vibe. You over here.
Man, thank you, man. I got a 2-bedroom now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Yeah.
decorate my shit. But how did you feel about Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer, Trap?
Um, because I'm gotta try to stay unbiased with it. Salute to Kid for that. You feel me? I wasn't expecting that. I did have him winning. You feel me? But didn't expect the first round. You feel me? Not go too
I didn't
far.
expect that either. That was crazy. All right, listen. First of all, they're calling you Bone Drugs and Harmony. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That is.
I wait for the DB4s. I wait for the DB4s.
I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. All right, but how did you feel because Kid Austin stopped Tevin Farmer in the first round? How did you feel about that? Did that elevate his status to you?
Truthfully, it raised it in my opinion because I had him low. Like I didn't feel like he was ready for the top guys, you know, and I still don't feel like he is kind of ready for the top guys, but I do feel like it put him on a good track. That is a good recovery after the last situation.
Hold on. When you say the top guys, are you saying like Shakur Stevenson, Tank
And
Davis?
yeah, you know, I think him and Adula would be a good one. I was in the chat saying I want to see him and Javier. You feel me? That one I would like, you know.
That's a good fight. I like that kid, Javier. What's his last name? Javier
Herrera.
Pereira. I like that kid. He talks shit too. He don't speak a lot of English, but
Hmm.
he's a good fighter. He talking shit. I like what he's doing.
You know, we fuck New York. We fuck with our Spanish people heavy. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a
We fuck with
fact.
our
That's a
Spanish people
fact.
heavy.
All right, so Trap, let me ask you this. How you feel about Jake Paul? Because I personally I like what Jake Paul doing as far as I think he's gotten a lot better. I think I've seen niggas worse than Jake Paul. He's using his jab, he's turning motherfuckers, he's setting people up. I enjoyed what Jake Paul is doing for his level. Like, we're not getting crazy. He ain't no world champion. He can't beat none of the top niggas. But as far as how he's grown, I appreciate it. How you feel about Jake Paul?
Um, I'm with you, bro. I told the guys this a minute ago. Listen, he's not a boxer like the other guys that we watch. You feel me? So he's taking his prospect route the way he doing it. He's bringing in guys that's new to boxing just like him because when these prospect guys get in, they fighting guys that been boxing their whole life, but they not elite, but they boxers though. You feel me? So I like the route that he's taking. He taking his own little prospect route. You feel me? He developing nice, and now he's calling. He want to test himself against like Badu and them. Go ahead, do your thing. You feel me? I'm not mad at it, honestly. Not mad at it.
How high do you think his ceiling is?
Um, I don't even know how old is he.
Um, that's a good
That's what
question.
I'm saying.
Hold on, let me look it up, though. That's a good ass question. Hold on, before I ask that, they're saying that you look like Kelvin Davis.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that?
You know, it's crazy. I was gonna come to the camera and say that, yo, my fault about the fight, y'all. I'm gonna get it back next time. You feel me? But nah, yeah, my son Cal, he went down bad, and I see it, man. He gotta watch that over right. He should have knew when he was coming like that. I felt like Key Londo, man. He should have let him know, like, yo, bro, you gotta be on toes, because he gave Key a good
They
fight.
saying PD Pablo Freak a League. That's crazy. I'm
Key
not gonna.
Pablo's crazy, man. I'm too black for that, man. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
All right, hold up. Jake Paul's 28 though. 28.
28. Shit, who knows, bro? If he really in that gym, maybe he could do some shit. I don't think he'll be like on some like elite, but you feel me? He's okay. Like for exhibition, he'll be one of the greatest exhibition fighters. You feel me? After Floyd,
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, Trap, nigga, I appreciate you always pulling up for real, man. Salute, though.
you know the
I really,
vibes. Salute,
like, nigga,
man.
as a real nigga, I appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
You know the vibes. Keep doing your thing, bro. And I appreciate you sharing your platform, my nigga. And you
All
going
right.
diamond today too, bro. 3 guesses in one show. You going diamond, my
I
nigga.
got one more guest. I got one more guest still. I got one
Oh
more.
yeah, I know. I'm in tune. I'm waiting. I'm here.
All right. All right, y'all. Niggas saying take my hat off. What's wrong with y'all? Fuck y'all niggas, man. Fuck all y'all niggas. When I go to Turkey and get waves, y'all niggas gonna be mad, nigga, when I come back to the show with waves. Hold up. Before I go to the next guest, I'm gonna get Daryl Thomas Jr. and then Jonathan Sims. Daryl Thomas Jr. and then Jonathan Sims. I'm gonna call my guest again. I got one more guest for y'all. Let me call this nigga right now. Let me call this nigga right now. Cigar Talk. I'm calling this nigga right now. He gotta pull up. He gotta pull up. It's one of them episodes. Pull up, nigga. Oh, my nigga Remy in the building. Remy, turn your camera on, man. I gotta get my man Remy. Remy's a correspondent of Cigar Talk. It's not just me. I got a couple other people that's representing Cigar Talk. Hold up, man. I gotta text this nigga. All right. I just called him, man. We gotta get this last person on. Naji got a hairline like Kid Austin. What the fuck? I don't even know what that means, but it's kind of funny though. All right, let me get Daryl Thomas Jr. Daryl, what's popping? I'm gonna get Daryl, I'm gonna get Jonathan, and then my boy Remy. Remy is the new correspondent of Cigar Talk. If you watch it, Cigar Talk, it's not just me. There's other people now that I'm bringing on that's gonna represent the brand, and Remy's one of them. And I'm bringing up Remy. Let me get Daryl Thomas. What's popping?
Yo, what's up? What's up with Naj?
What's up, bro? I like the Rap a Lot t-shirt, my nigga. Salute Jay Prince, man. I like the
Oh,
Rap a Lot.
oh yeah, yeah. Y'all come do a interview down here in Houston with Shakur before the fight.
Okay, I got it happening with Shakur. That's my boy.
No,
Talk to me, man. How do you feel about everything that's going on? Kid Austin, he just stopped Tevin Farmer in one round.
mhm.
What do you feel about that?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta give him credit. I really went into it, looking at it like a 50-50, but I kind of lean Kid. I ain't gonna lie, but I wouldn't put it past, on some the young bull versus, the veteran slash
Hey, hold
OG.
on, hold on. You leaning Kid over Shakur?
Oh no, hell no. I'm talking about last night, yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I'm saying going into it yesterday. Now, but
Yeah.
like I said, I give him his credit. You know what I'm saying? He definitely exceeded my expectations, even though I had him. No, when you say that, do I got him over Shakur? I think, to be honest, we gotta pump the brakes. No disrespect. I appreciate, shout out to him and his dad. For the confidence. I definitely ain't gonna fault nobody for believing in themselves. But I don't like this narrative that if him and Shakur fight, Shakur gonna be running and all this stuff. I think a lot of people gonna be surprised, bro. I think a lot of people be surprised. Not that Shakur gonna win. I think we all know that. Or speaking for myself, speaking for most of boxing, I could say. But I don't believe we on the same page of this whole deal. Ever since the De Los Santos, he gonna run. He gonna run. I think Shakur gonna step to him, bro. And you talk about the inside game, the body work. I don't think like. And Shakur tweeted something yesterday about tell if you know he gonna come out hot. You're not supposed to or something like that. I don't think Shakur gonna just get caught like that. And then this I don't think that's gonna work against Shakur, man. I'm looking at like a 11-1, 10-2 kind of fight if him and Shakur fight. I think he should kind of go a route of like a Mason, or if he could challenge Murtaya or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, tell me, how do you see that fight? Abdullah Mason versus Kid Austin. I feel like that's one that, now after what he did last night, it makes it a little more interesting. How do you feel about that fight?
No, for sure. It do make it a little more interesting. Like Pops was saying, we didn't see Mason get dropped, but I look at it as we seen him, respond to adversity. You know what I'm saying? That's after yesterday. I think that's a good 50-50 fight. But honestly and truly speaking, I think I see Abdullah coming on top because they've been kind of creeping his level up every fight. And, he kind of still been performing. He's still been kind of performing as they kind of creep his competition up these fights. So I think I got Abdullah, to be honest with you, but I think it's be fireworks for real. I think it's be fireworks. Shout out to both. You know what I'm saying? Not hating on either side. But if you ask me, if I have to bet my money, I think I'm rocking with Abdullah. The skill, the boxing ability, the outside. He's showing inside work. He's showing he gonna go to the body. Like all that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm not mad at that. But what did you think about his fight with Tevin Farmer? Did you feel like that elevated his stock as far as 135 is concerned?
Yeah, you gotta say so. Yeah, you gotta say so. Like I was saying, I think he shocked all of us in the boxing world. So you can't hate on that. Like I said, and it's funny. I was just when I bought the pay-per-view, the fight was over. I'm like, God. So I barely got to see. Well, we didn't get to see nothing. So you can't hate on that. It elevated his stock for sure. As far as his profile and everything, so you definitely can't hate on that. It was a good outing. He low-key stole the show. Everybody was on Twitter talking about that. But like I said, I think we got to just pump the brakes when we take that and say, okay, you're gonna do this to so and so. You know what I'm saying? But hey.
Okay. The chat said you look like the rapper Don Q. How do you feel about that?
Dang, I just knew something was coming. The chat crazy. I'll be one of the people in the chat. No.
All right, hold on. I gotta bring my guy up. If you want to pull up in a little bit, I'll bring you back up. But
yeah,
my third guest is in the building, so I gotta bring him up.
Let's get it.
I'll bring you back. Hold up, listen, y'all. I gotta bring him up. Because y'all been talking shit. Yo, Remy, come on after Remy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring you up, Remy, when he come up. But y'all been talking a lot of shit, and y'all said that he just be capping. And I gotta make sure that y'all understand. He's one of the guys. He talks shit, but he's backing it up. Today we got an announcement. It's excuse me, I said Kid Austin. I'm still off the Kid Austin. We got an announcement. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. in November. And I gotta bring up the good brother Bill Haney. I gotta bring up Bill Haney to the chat. Yo, Bill, what's popping?
Hey.
Yo, Bill.
Naj, Naj, come on, man. We got to wake this game up, man. What's going on around here, man? Do we got some people listening over here at Cigar Talk?
Yo, listen, we had about 900 people. It dropped down to 500, but we got to get it back up. It's Bill Haney in the building. Listen, Bill.
Absolutely, King. Absolutely.
First of all, I got to give you respect. I said it on Twitter, and I'm going to say it to your face. You a guy that does a lot of talking, so people give you a lot of criticism. But when you talk, I feel like you also do the things that you talk about. And one of those things is fighting Brian Norman Jr. I just saw Turkey tweeted it on Twitter. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Can you talk to me about how we got here?
You don't got to say, Bill, I told you so. You don't got to say that. Cigar Talk. Live on Cigar Talk. You know what I mean? My first words since Turkey Al-Sheikh has made the announcement. First, I come over to support Cigar Talk and listen, and your movements. You've been around here moving and shaking. You've been in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You attempted to have Richard Hitchinson. I
wanted that, Bill. I wanted that fight, Bill.
And listen, and you couldn't melt him in the New York heat and pour him on Devin Haney. But don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? good things come to those that continue to wait. But now one thing that we got is the tremendously talented left hook from hell fighter that and Brian Norman Jr. out of Atlanta, who you know what I mean, is someone that gives Devin the opportunity to step on, or should I say, step to the Mount Rushmore of boxing.
Hold up, Bill. So can you tell me how you see this fight though? Because your son is going up against a title holder. One of the guys, he just stopped Jin Sasaki in Japan. He's one of the hardest punchers at 147. How is this fight going to go? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr.
It's going to go just like we always do. We open up the tattoo shop, and he's going to tattoo his ass. Tattoo his ass up.
Hold on, but Bill, people are saying right now, your son took a lot of heat from Ryan Garcia, who threw the left hook, and Brian Norman Jr. has the left hook. How do you explain that? If you're saying, we're going to do that, we're going to tattoo him, and they talking about left hooks, what do you got to say about that?
That we don't get in the ring with paraplegics, no disrespect to them, because they have a league and it's rules and classes to everything. We get in there with guys that should have fully functional limbs. They got to be able to do everything on the right side that they can do on the left side. That's what makes a complete fighter, and you should be able to have that kind of talent on an elite level. You should be able to go right, go left, cut the ring off right, cut the ring off left. You need to be able to, back up, forward, do everything. And you know what I mean? Devin is the complete thing. We don't have, I always say, we don't have a toolbox, tool shed. We have a warehouse full of things. And with Brian Norman, he's quite the fighter that will give Devin the opportunity to bring out the tools to make the fight what it's going to be.
Hello, so can you tell me about your son? Because obviously you've been the spokesperson, you've been the mouthpiece for your son. We hear you more than him. But could you tell me, like, how is he feeling about this fight? Is he ready? Like, what's his mind frame, Devin's mind frame, as far as this fight is concerned?
Well, you hear me more than him, depending on where you're listening at. You know what I'm saying? Because his voice is loud as thunder when you talk about what I'm able to do. I couldn't do what I do if he doesn't stand on the business. So when he's training, when he's doing the things that he should be doing, resting, relaxing, of course, I'm out here having a great time speaking on all these things that he does.
Hold on, but Bill, can you tell me how did this fight? And I got to salute the good brothers from the Boxing Voice. I'm not no hater. Ness and Two Tone. I feel like they've been helping to promote this fight. How did this fight come to pass, Bill? Because I feel like y'all been talking about it and it wasn't certain, and then it seemed like y'all niggas wasn't gonna get it done. The ship sailed, and now it's back. I saw Turkey tweeted today. How did this fight actually come to pass?
You know what I mean? The hit list is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's not make no mistake about it. When you talk about what Devin has done in introducing to the world, but while he has the platform, while we have the voice, we're saying, take a look at Devin as he pursues greatness, and look at these.
Yo, Bill, you breaking up. I know you on the 75th floor of the penthouse, Bill. You're breaking up, Bill. Bill, you breaking up. Hold on, let me bring my boy Remy up here too. Let me bring Remy, new correspondent of Cigar Talk. Y'all go get familiar if you watch the YouTube. This brother Remy, he's one of the most passionate boxing fans I met. And he's going to be also bringing up content on the Cigar Talk channel. Let me bring up Remy. Remy, what's popping?
Yo, what's the deal, bro?
What's up,
How
good
you
brother?
doing,
How you
brother? Chilling, man. Last night was crazy, bro. Last night was crazy. Man. And then today we getting all these fights. Like it's shit is popping right now. Shit is popping right now. We got Haney versus Norman. They said they wasn't gonna do it too. I support Bill and Devin. I feel like they're doing a lot in the sport in general, and it's not just this year. Years before, calling out the big names, trying to put themselves in a position to make the fight. So I'm glad this fight happening. A big challenge for Bill for sure. And Brian Norman too. Brian Norman is as experienced as Devin, and I feel like a lot of people not talking about that. Like, yeah, Devin coming up from 40, fighting on fighting at a catchweight, but he's a tough out for anybody. He got a style that's a tough out for anybody. He defensively sound. He got one of the greatest jabs in boxing. I mean, he poses a threat to Norman too. Maybe Norman too green for this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he can punch, but what if Devin take that away from him? What's going to be his next go-to? So I think this is a great matchup. He a strong young fighter. He hungry. So, and they like to say, Bill and Dev don't be wanting to fight people who are young and whatnot. Oh, they cooking in
That's
the
true.
camera. They
Hey,
cooking.
hold on, Remy. Yo, Bill, you still on, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yo,
All right.
Bill.
So look.
I had
So do you mind? Listen, because oh shit.
Now, do you think, Bill? Go ahead. What's up?
Okay, hold on, because I can still talk to you. Come on, go ahead.
Remy is one of the biggest supporters of the Haney brand, so I had to bring Remy up too, Bill.
Hey, salute, Remy. Salute, man. And you know what I mean? I appreciate all the support. You dig?
All right, so let me ask you this, Bill. Let me ask you this, because motherfuckers is saying, this Cigar Talk, Bill, we keep it real on this channel, nigga.
I'm trying to listen. I don't know. Well, listen, I've been on here. Listen, I'm multitasking because you ain't started keeping it real yet. If you got to warn, I mean, you got to come in.
Nigga, you too high on the floors.
My phone is
nigga.
ringing. Listen, no.
High on the floors,
Listen,
Bill. You in the penthouse, nigga. Where the Wi-Fi at, nigga?
Listen. Hey, man, I'm up here so high, bro, that you know what I mean. I can reach the sky, but don't worry about it. I'm covering it, man, like grandma's blanket, man. We made this thing happen because he is the fighter that he is. I told you about that.
Bill, tell me this though, because I feel like at first I heard it was talks. You and Brian Norman Sr. was going at it on the Boxing Voice. Salute to Ness and Tone. And then it felt like it went away. It was like, yo, this fight is not happening. And then I saw today Turkey Al-Sheikh announced the fight. Can you tell me about just how the fight got made? Like, what was the process in terms of making this fight?
Well, we can't salute Nestor and Tone first. I mean, we're gonna salute them, but we gotta salute, Brian Norman Jr., Senior, Dev, and of course myself. You know what I mean, for getting this across the line. You know what I mean. This is one more assurance that our list is real. But first and foremost, you know what I mean? With all the real people on there, we have Brian Norman Jr. that we got to look at and not pass. So a lot of things that we've said leading up to this, now we'll share insight on our quest and our pursuit for it. You know what I mean? We don't got to go back of what they aren't, or they don't have to say what we aren't. We don't have to go back in that. I can tell you this. I can say that Devin's warehouse of tools will allow him to adapt to anything that Norman brings. If you want to ask me that question, ask yourself, what does Norman bring that Devin hasn't seen?
Well, I'll tell you this, Bill. He brings a lot of power. You saw what he did to the Japanese boy, Bill. You seen what he did to the Japanese nigga, Bill. He brings a lot of power. He brings a nice jab. And I want to know, what is your son going to do to offset these qualities that Brian Norman Jr. has?
Well, first, I've seen it. I've got a chance to see it on 80 inches at home. Then I got a chance to see it on replay on my phone. And then I actually even got a chance to see you show it to me when I saw you. Promoting it, so diligently and strategically and carefully while you were promoting Bitchinson. You see what I'm saying? But he was secretly he was whispering this fight. So shout out to Cigar Talk. Cigar, listen. Before the world knew about it, anybody was we already talking about it? Was I already telling you what we was gonna do? Did I not tell you what we was gonna do?
I'm not gonna lie, because me and you, we talk, we FaceTime, you know what I'm saying? We talk about the landscape, and you told me that the fight was gonna happen. You said, Cigar, it's not for you. I'm gonna make the fight, and this is what it's gonna be. I said, Bill, happen, nigga, and you made the fight. I gotta say Hold up, matter of fact, let me get Remy. Do you have any questions for Bill, Remy? Because I want everybody to understand Remy's a part of Cigar
Yeah.
Talk now, one of the correspondents. Remy, do you have any questions for Bill?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. So, a lot of people felt like you calling out Brian Norman with smoke and mirrors. Y'all put him on the list. For me, I still believe in call-outs. I still think that's like really relevant in boxing. I don't know why nowadays it gets caught up with. I was like, oh, cloud chasing, etc. It's like Devin's clearly moving up to that weight. I figured it was something that was really on y'all's radar with Shakur not being available, with guys like Ryan not being available. I figured Rolly wouldn't even entertain fighting y'all. So, what made y'all choose Brian Norman? Was he the only one who answered the call? How did that come about, Bill?
You know, more so the excitement that he brought with that big knockout in Japan. You know what I mean, and how everybody rallied around it, and you know what I mean, and just you know, stamped him as a formidable dance partner for Dev. You know what I mean, or anybody in the world. You know what I mean. I think that they pushed the narrative that maybe he should have fought Boots, or maybe he should fight this person or that person. So we always say, if you can fight anybody, if you can fight those people, then you know, how will you do against Devin? You know, and that's just we believe that he's the standard, he's the parameter. I think everyone that says, you know, we're out of business, when they say we're out of business, it's the same time that I'm discussing business, and I mean big business. So I think that, you know, we've had I believe it's seven championship fights, you know, and this will be, I believe, the 8th. If I may be corrected, 7, 8, 6, 8, something like that, right? But in the 26 years, we've been able to negotiate, and just no different than Norman or any other champion. When they get in there with Dev, they're getting their biggest payday, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. You know what I mean? Is that we bring it to the table, but we bring it enough for us all to eat. You know what I mean? And
Hold on,
that,
Bill. Let me ask you this, Bill, because the people are saying right now, they're saying we saw the Ryan fight and Ryan got a left hook, and Brian Norman Jr. got a left hook. So how
well,
do you differentiate that? You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. versus Ryan Garcia with the left hook. How do y'all make adjustments for that? They saying that in
I
the chat.
mean, when you talk about Ryan has, well, you have to tell him. You know, Ryan had a left hook, but you also know that Jose Ramirez has a left hook, and so does Brian Norman. But the one thing that we know about Devin, and you can ask him in the chat, is if Devin don't want to get hit with a left hook, is he going to get hit with a left hook? I mean, just ask him in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, ask him.
Bill, I want to add.
You know what I mean? No, wait.
To what you're saying too.
Okay, you can add too, but I want to make sure that, because the narrative was that Dev, he can't get away from a left hook. Now,
that's what they said, Bill.
yourself,
They said he had trouble with the left hook. Talk to me about the left hook, Bill.
They was questioning his defense entirely. They was
So
questioning
let
his
me ask you.
defense.
So after the Jose Ramirez performance, does it show if Devin doesn't want to get hit with a left hook, he's not going to get hit with shit? I mean, can we? I mean, if Dev doesn't want to get
Bill,
hit with
you know what's funny? I told Naji that while we watched the fight.
I want to hear what
I told Naji that while we were watching.
If Devin chooses not to get hit with anything from him, I mean, what do they think about that?
Hold up, I'm looking at the tail. They say it turned up, dollar Bill. They like you talking this shit, Bill. The people liking it right now. Hold up, Bill. Let me ask you this though, Bill, because you the lead trainer, you took a lot of heat because on the Ramirez fight, people said, "Oh well, Devin was running. This fight was boring." Do you feel like it'll be the same thing against Brian Norman Jr. or will it be a different fight?
Make no mistake, we was in the game. We was in there for millions, and they was watching in May. We back in there in November for more millions. You dig what I'm saying? The DHP is business is booming. Devin Haney is booming. You dig what I'm saying? Ask the Normans. Hey, ask the Normans how they feeling about their business right now. Did they business skyrocket? You did when we got together to do an event. Did people know about them? Are they interested? Are their phones ringing off the hook? Even B Norm, he said, Bill, they calling me. Listen, he said the supporters of Devin is calling him, and the supporters of his own team is calling him. The phones are ringing off the hook. Content creators are creating content that's being viewed, you dig, in high definition. You know what I'm talking about? Hey,
Yeah.
listen, man, things are good. And I'm happy that my son is the one that's the driving force behind all this change, all this throwback to the old fighter days. Listen, when you talk about the four kings, let me tell you, Teofimo Lopez had a bad night against George Kambosos. Bad night. You know what I mean? And he has that blemish. He has a blemish. You talk about, listen, you talk about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, he, had two bad nights that he can both be proud of because they were against two guys that you know what I mean, are special, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about, listen, so you talk about his record, then you talk about the other king, Tank Davis, who now has a NC. I mean, not an NC, excuse me, that's us. He has a draw, a D on that joint. You know what I'm saying? And then you talk about us, with the NC. So we talk about kings that's still being about this motherfucking business and still being on it. And if it's going to be King Devin, the dream, to push the nonsense to the side and say, let's get it on. You dig what I'm saying? Right? Because we could be out here and saying that we are undefeated, because we truly are undefeated. But we are undefeated and never gave a fuck about that because on the Mount Rushmore of boxing, it's more fighters that have fought that are not undefeated than there are fighters that are on the Mount Rushmore of boxing that are undefeated. So being undefeated isn't the one and only criteria that's gonna get you there, baby. But fighting is what is.
I like that.
Welcome to the Devin Haney era.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, Bill. Hold up, Bill. Let me ask you this, because there was a point in time where everyone was saying this fight is not going to happen. Bill is capping. And then today, Turkey Al Sheikh announced the fight. Was there ever a point in time where you thought this fight is not going to happen based on your talks with Brian Norman Sr.? Because you was kind of wilding. I ain't gonna lie. I seen the boxer voice, Bill. You was wilding, nigga.
Well, I mean, I wasn't wilding. I was passionate, and you know what I mean. In my passion, you see my purpose. My purpose was this and this fight. So I had a whole lot of passion, and I don't want it to be misdescribed or misarticulated for anything else. I work for my last name and not my first. Devin the Dream Haney. You dig? We got it across the line, and so now it's time to perform. You know what I mean? And if you can articulate it, you know what I'm saying? If you got the time to give the people the content where you at in your fight camp and all the, you know what I mean, the lead up, then of course we gonna do it like we've been doing it. And if they can do it and stay focused, then they can do it. But we're at a different position and a different time in our whole mindset right now.
Okay. Yeah, Remy, you got any questions for Bill, Remy?
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, are y'all figuring out a location still right now? We just got a term sheet signed basically to make sure the fight is going to happen soon in November. That's where we at right now.
No, great question, Remy. No, we running right to pre-camp. That's always what you do is, when you, or our experiences are, we go to pre-camp and it's nothing too intense, nothing too serious, nothing to get no injuries or nothing, but you got to start warming everything up. You got to start getting, you got the opponent, you know what I mean? You start looking at your weight, you start looking at everything, you know what I mean? The body fat count, body fat ratio, you know what I mean? Obviously we fought at 144 the last fight, so we have 3 pounds of lean muscle that we can put on. So we got to dive into the science in that. You know what I mean, and be calculated and strategic in that. So you know what I mean. We got our work cut out. We're busy, and like I said, we're busy at a different stage of this fight than people might want to perceive.
I also want to ask you this, Bill, because I think a lot of times when you go on these platforms now, some of them are leaning a little more towards other fighters over Devin. And this is something me and Naji talked about multiple times. It was a big reason why I began to support y'all when I was strictly just a fan of boxing, because I noticed the imbalance in the reporting, the way people would go about receiving, the way you go about trying to get fights for Devin. Everybody would kind of try to make it like I don't know, like this something it's not. So I want to ask you, how do you feel like, since you are so vocal about things you want for Devin, fights you want for Devin, what you believe in him, do you think that people kind of they give him an unfair shake in every way, shape, or form when these conversations are being had because of things that you believe about your son? Do you feel like people are taking y'all's confidence the wrong way? What do you make of that?
Well, no, I think that the energy that they give us is well deserving for the seat they pay for. You know what I mean? They're no different than those that support us. They're just as valuable to us as the ones that that don't. You know what I mean? Because you have one that believes in us, and then one we have that we can prove to be wrong. Right? We have something to go on. We have a motivation, and through all the channels and everyone that have supporters that support their message. Cigar Talk. I don't think there's no punks in the chat. You know what I mean? Like they stand on their position.
Real niggas in this chat, Bill. It's real niggas.
Wait,
yeah, we got the real ones in the chat. They know to come to Cigar Talk for the heat.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what I told Cigar when he came over the first time. I mean, and his cigar was cold. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, listen, I said, no, you can't do that, brother. That's not that's not my business model. My business model is that I go to where the smoke is at, and I'm able to interact with the people on the level that Cigar has built his fan base on. I respect that. Whether it's 7A, True Media, you know what I mean, Aki, or you know what I mean, BFTB. I respect the audience. You know what I mean. I respect the host, and what are you the host, right? You're the host of the show. You're the host of your show. Yeah, I respect. Yeah, I respect your line of questions. And with me and Cigar, there's no pre-rehearsed. There's no rehearsed. You should hear how me and this nigga be talking on the one-on-one on live.
We really be going at it. Y'all niggas don't know.
Yeah, we do.
We go at it all the time when y'all don't hear it. I FaceTime Bill and I tell him like, nigga, what the going on?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And you know what I tell him? I say, one of your crazy people in your chat got a hold to you, didn't they?
You do it.
I said, yeah. I said, you all right. You all right. But
hey, Bill, you do let people get theirs off. You let people get their opinion off. No.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Hold on, Bill. Let me ask you this.
Hey, wait. Watch this. Crazy people buy tickets too. You did?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Hold on, let me ask you this. Because when I started this live today, I had Gary Antoine Russell, WBA champion at 140, and he told me, he said that he would love a fight with Devin Haney. How you feel about that?
I will be like you have the ring rankings, you have several different annual rankings. The Devin Haney Debo hit list will have an annual ranking, and we had a couple honorable mentions. Look like he might one day make the list. But right
honorable
now,
Bill?
Yeah, he might make that. But right now the list is what the list is. And more importantly, this guy that we with right now, you disrespecting Brian Norman by bringing up anybody. We can't look past him, nor will I talk about somebody else.
Hold up, Bill. There's one nigga we got to talk about, though. It's one nigga. You know who I'm going to say, Bill. You know who I'm going to say.
I don't know who you're going to say.
It's Richardson Hitchens, and we wanted that fight. Africa versus Devin Haney. Your son said he fucked Devin. He said he fucked Africa, bitch. We need that fight, Bill.
Okay. Well, listen. Tell Africa to just fuck one of his bitches. But right now, he's busy getting ready for a guy named B. Norm the Storm, Brian Norman Jr., to become a 3-division world champion. We got to stay
Bill,
focused.
you a fool,
Cigar
bro.
Talk.
Oh shit, I'm crying.
You a funny nigga, Bill. I ain't
That
gonna
shit
lie. You a
crazy.
funny ass nigga,
No,
Bill.
no, I'm serious. Cigar Talk. I'm serious.
I had
All right.
asked Dev that months ago, and he told me that too. That's what's crazy, bro. When
Right.
that little shit was going on, he said that to me months ago. He's like, "Yeah, he be. I
Yeah.
don't know what's wrong with bro."
Yeah.
Hold up,
Hey
Bill.
man, listen. I'm gonna jump in the chat. I'm going to jump in the chat. Let everybody cook. Let some more callers come on.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
cigar. You definitely, you can call me back, and then we gonna cook. You got me on speed dial. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime, Bill. I
Live on.
appreciate you pulling
Yeah,
up, bro.
yeah. Live on Cigar Talk, where sometimes it's cigarette talk, depending on how you coming. Because I turned the cigar into a cigarette. You know what I'm talking about? And smoked it. You dig? That horrible smoke. That smoke you don't like. That
Yo, Bill, I appreciate you pulling up, good brother. Thank you, man.
bless you, King. Peace.
All right. Yo, listen, man. Bill is
But
crazy as
nah,
fuck.
bro.
Yeah, Remy, what you
Bill
think
funny
about
as fuck, bro.
what do you think about what he said? He said, fight with Brian Norman Jr. They ready for that. That's one of them fights. How you feel about the fight, Remy, with Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney?
One, I'm like really happy that the all the online shit wasn't for nothing. Like I hate that shit, bro. Like I literally hate when like they damn near built the fight up, then they step away from it. Fighters do that all the time, but they came back and got that shit done within 2 weeks. Like first of all, commend both teams for that. But my main thing too, this is a lot at stake for both of them. And Bill was talking like, that first of all y'all in the chat that always talking about he capping and shit, bro. Like, be honest with yourself for 5 seconds and just, what I'm saying, get them niggas their credit, bro. Because this shit, this shit is much beyond your little fandom or whoever you like that makes you not dislike what they doing. This shit is good for boxing. This is 2 mid-20-year-olds. You feel me? This is reminding me of like when Hearns and Ray Leonard fought at 23 and 25. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit I want to see. I want to see prime champions, prime fighters fighting each other. And this the type of shit that get the ball rolling for everybody else to get off their ass, because with the pressure that comes with this type of shit happening, now Tank gonna have to figure something out. Now Shakur gonna have to figure something out. And let's say either one of them, for Brian Norman winning, for Devin winning. For Devin winning, it's a bit more stakes at it's gonna be a bit bigger because Devin is a little more ahead of Brian as far as his notoriety. But if Devin wins, then shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff opens up. If Brian wins, shit opens up at 47 and 54. That's where the money at. That's where the money at right now.
Yo, first of all, Bill called me cigarette talk. I'm gonna whoop his ass. When I see Bill, I'm on his ass. Nigga called me cigarette.
Crazy. That shit was crazy. Cigarette talk.
Cigarette talk is nasty work. Hold on. So Remy, let me ask you this real quick. Can you break down? Because listen, everybody in the chat, it's 500 people in the chat, 531. Let's come on, man. We was at 800, man. Y'all wilding right now. 531.
Come on, man.
But Remy, could you break down to me, how do you see the fight with Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr.? How do you see the fight?
Man, them first few rounds are going to be like Devin has no room for error within the first 4 rounds, I say. Like the 5th, 6th, he could settle in and start to get his offense going. But I would implore him, bro, to kind of give away the first 2 and do some things to make Brian react and see what he's looking for. Like this shit, like I damn near feel like he got to take every page out of Floyd book for this fight specifically.
Hold on, what you mean by that? What you mean by that?
So basically, bro, one thing that Floyd did, no matter what, in his fights, is he would take the first like 3-4 rounds to learn the timing, the distance, and gauging his opponent's like speed, velocity. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what they're looking, what they're trying to get from him, what they're trying to make him react so they can land. And once he sees what they're trying to land, then he starts moving based completely off that. And now his game plan is to nullify that, get his jab off, get his counters off, and stay out of danger if it's a dangerous opponent. But if he feels like you getting tired, he feel like he could take your power in the later rounds, now he's gonna start pressing you and make sure he completely dominate the rounds and make it to where you are clearly losing the round. You know what I'm saying? To where you're clearly missing shots. That's another thing I feel like Devin, when me and you were talking about it at Ramirez fight, because we were together and we watched it, and I said that to you, I was like, damn, Devin got a bunch of counters. This is a fight where he has to. Like, he absolutely has to make him pay when he misses every single time. And one thing I think, bro, Brian Norman going into this fight, especially with the way fans are talking about it, I'm gonna try to shorten this shit up, but especially the way fans are talking about it, if Brian Norman gets caught up in how people perceive Devin, then he will go in there trying to stomp him out, and that shit gonna work against him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna expend too much energy. He gonna be going in there looking for something that's not there. And if he go in that fight looking for a knockout, Dev finna have a field day, bro.
Hold on, so you feel like Devin is gonna beat Brian Norman Jr. easily, Remy?
Hell no. I'm just saying, if he goes in there way over, like throwing caution to the wind, thinking he could just do what Ryan did, while it's like Devin experienced that already. And I feel like people, they not grasping that. Like, bro, when you go into a fight after coming off something like what happened to Ryan, you get a Ramirez performance. And me and you were talking about that day. I said, bro, I feel like he's practicing for Ryan using Ramirez. Like, he just got paid for a sparring session that he's using him as practice. And Dev liked the tweet when I tweeted that too. I was like, shit, it looked like he was using Ramirez for practice. Now, did I like the performance? I think it was his best performance. Fuck no. Absolutely not. But I could see what he was doing as far as his lateral movement and trying to kind of see if he could take someone's offense away completely. Yeah. Now, I'm unsure if they'll give him those rounds clearly against Brian, with Brian's activity, Brian's ability to mix it up. I feel like if Devin isn't extremely cautious within the 6 rounds, he can get hurt really early. You know what I'm saying? If he gets hurt really early, it's all bad, especially if Brian hit him with some shit to fuck his legs up. It's wrap after that. Devin's legs is his key to victory. His mind and legs is key to victory in this fight. You got to take Norman in the deep waters.
Hold up. Yo, Greg Hackett in the building. My boy Greg in the building. Yo, Greg, Greg. Yeah, Greg, I just sent you the link. Come pull up, Greg, real quick, man.
Yeah, Greg got to pull up, bro. He's one of the great minds in the sport. I fuck with Greg, bro.
Yo, Greg, pull up. I just sent you the link on your text. Greg, pull up. Remy, how do you see? Like I said, I've been fried for hours straight.
I see you on the Julio.
Yeah, I'm on the Julio, Shmulio. I drink salad and Shmulio. How do you see if it was because the original fight we supposed to get was Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. That didn't happen. Teofimo Lopez backed out the fight. How did you see that fight going?
Going off what I've seen from Teofimo, bro, especially like with certain shit Top Rank does, bro, I go off their matchmaking, right? So when you get to the high level that T.O. gets to, then I see them feeling the need to put you in against a Compass, feeling the need to put you in against a Claggett. You turning down Elvis Rodriguez, you turning down Kenny Sims, you turning down Brian Norman Jr., which if you would have took that Brian Norman Jr. fight, you would have got him out the way before it was even a factor. If you would have won that fight, got him out the way, been the WBO champion already, you might have got the Antuanne fight or got the Norman. However, that would have played out if you would have moved up when Top Rank asked you to do the shit, which was within a year and a half. I don't know if people are privy to that, but Top Rank offered him the Brian Norman fight. It was for the belt and for the mandatory spot. Just so y'all know, he had the opportunity to fight for the mandatory spot for the WBO, and he had an opportunity to fight Brian Norman Jr. once he secured the belt. Once he showed no interest in that, Top Rank gave him Claggett, right? It's fucking small hall in Miami, random as hell. I feel like T.O. knows he doesn't have the ability to get to Devin. That's what he's worried about, bro. He is not gonna like for all the running talk, all the he's this, he's that, he's better than Devin, all that extra shit. T.O. knows he will not be able to get to Devin, and Devin can fight him from the outside effectively and get the decision.
Okay. All right. Listen,
I'm mad at that, man. If you ask me.
Remy, I appreciate you pulling up, man. Listen, for those that don't know Remy, you should know Remy. He's one of the new correspondents of Cigar Talk. and we got a lot of things planned, man. Remy is one of the good brothers that really appreciate this boxing game and know a lot of shit. So make sure you tap in Remy. Remy, just tell them your Twitter name so they can tap in.
Yeah, my at is in the little handle thing you can see at the bottom at WSB Remy on all platforms. We definitely finna be dropping a shitload of content, especially in July. We got a lot coming. I'm super excited about this. Yes, this is a pearl necklace, bro. I'll be on my own shit. You see niggas in the chat trying, y'all. But yeah, follow me on all platforms. I'm definitely gonna be dropping a lot. You know, we've been locked in. You've been supporting me for years when I was doing my spaces, having fighters on, bro. I really appreciate.
Yeah, Remy, we gonna get back to all that shit, bro. I appreciate you pulling up, Remy. Thank you, bro. Hold on, let me get Jonathan Sims. My boy Jay Sims in the building. Jay Sims in the building. Hold up. Before I bring Jay Sims, yo, Greg Hackett in the building. Greg, pull up, nigga. Greg, pull up to the chat, nigga.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, hear you loud and clear, bro. What's going on?
Man, just blessed and highly favored, man. How about you?
Man, amazing, man. Can you tell me, first of all, how did you feel about Kid Austin? He shocked the boxing world, the 135 division in particular, with his first round TKO of Tevin Farmer. How did you feel about that?
Before I jump into that, if I may, shout out to your callers, man. You respect to your callers, man. They some respectful dudes, like solid dudes. Like I felt like I was listening to grown men talk. Don't matter the age. Like I don't even want to hate to mention it, but like I ain't even have to hear a pause, no homo, like just straight men talk. And respect to your callers, man. Like, and they could take a joke, right? People gonna say what they say in the chat. Respect to them because they make the show. But you got some solid callers, so salute to them and salute to my brother Alex. Excuse me, Vega. That's my brother right there. So I just wanted to get that off. Shout out to the
All
callers,
right,
man. Y'all
salute.
real
Hold
respectful.
on. Let me say this. Thank you. Salute. After you done, I'm gonna bring up my boy Greg Hackett. My boy Greg in the building. I'm gonna bring up Greg as soon as you done.
Okay.
Greg. So tell me, how did you feel all around about the Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer fight?
I picked Kid Austin, you know what I'm saying? I even used the Paulie Malignaggi fight versus Sean Porter as an example. I figured he would get him up out of there. I thought the first quarter of the fight, I didn't know first round, but I knew he would get him up out of there, the young, hungry lion. I knew he was coming for Tevin Farmer. I thought the writing was on the raw wall, but it's really hard to gauge how well he performed because it was a round and a half. And like I'm the type of boxing fan that just because you win, that don't mean everything to me. I got to see how you won. You know what I mean? And the longer that fight goes, the more exposure we would have got. But from the beginning, like Shakur said, he looked sharp.
All right, the chat is saying you look like Brian McKnight. How do you feel about that?
Hey, man, you know what I mean? I'd rather be called Brian McKnight something else. I take it.
All right, for sure. Can you tell me about the Jake Paul fight? Because I thought, and I said this on Twitter, I caught a lot of heat, but I said Jake Paul is looking like a decent prospect. I see the jab, I see setups, I see him turning his opponent. I mean, the stamina was a little suspect, but I feel like Jake Paul has gotten a lot better since I saw him in the first fight. How did you feel about Jake Paul's performance against Chavez Jr.?
I think his performance says a lot about his career, and it's a lot to be desired, admired, and for us to learn from. Um, he's kind of going through his amateur career now, but he's getting paid for it. So like that should say something to the future. Like you don't always just have to go through the amateur career to build your career. Canelo started early too, getting paid for it though. But I thought he looked a lot better. You know what I mean? He fought a fighter. People been crying about him fighting a professional fighter, an actual boxer. He did. It was Chavez, you know what I mean? But I thought he did well overall for the level that he's at.
I thought so too. I'm impressed by the guy that's like a YouTuber. He don't look like a regular YouTuber. He looks a little better
Mm-mm.
than regular YouTube guys. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. I took a lot of
Yep.
heat, but I'm saying is as far as the regular YouTube guys, because I watched the Misfits, he looks a little better than all the YouTube guys.
He does, and like what people got to understand, man, is he helping the sport grow. Like boxing is something totally different than any other sport, right? It's the wild, wild west, and I could go pro tomorrow. You could go pro. He's creating another avenue for fighters. He's creating another lane. He's bringing eyes to the sport. He's putting money into the boxing world, and that's something I'm looking forward to because I feel like I got a future fighter. And I need, you know what I mean, this platform to be as big as possible because we after the gold at the end of the rainbow too.
Yeah. All right. So before I get to Greg Hackett, can you tell me how did you feel about Tevin Farmer versus Kid Austin?
I mean, like I said, it was so short. It was really hard to gauge where Kid Austin is with his skills. He did look patient in the beginning. I use Sean Porter as an example because the last few fights, like he kind of said, he just been ready to fight. And I mean, hey, it's his career if that's how he want to do it. But he looked a lot more patient. We saw some boxing, and that's gonna carry his career the farthest. So I thought Tevin, like I said, he was kind of at the end. It's clear, and I'm ready to see what's next for Kid Austin.
Hold on. So Jonathan Sims, you think it's over for Tevin? You think like he's at the end of his rope?
Uh, how old is Tevin? Mid-30s. I'm not gonna necessarily say that because he could be a great fight for like an Abdullah Masons. He can be a serviceable fighter. That's another thing I don't like in boxing. Like we ain't gotta throw the fighter away. He just might not be at that level. He may have to go down like Wilder did, right? Find some contenders and build his way back up. He hang it up when he feel like it's ready. But longest he came out the fight, right? So it's not fair for me as a fan to be like, nah, hang it up. He came out the bang. He just got beat. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Steph came out hitting threes. You know what I'm saying? And we got ran off the court in the first quarter. We might play tomorrow and be better games. So I ain't gonna say that. I just think he a good step up for like an Abdullah or somebody coming up. I think he'd be a good fighter for them.
Okay. Yo, listen, man. Jonathan Sims, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for pulling up, man.
Thanks for having me. Salute to everybody.
All right. I'm asking the same questions. Come on, I'm on the Shmuley, Y'all niggas wilding right now. Don Shmuley, All right, let me bring up my boy. Y'all know this, my boy. This motherfucker is one of the best minds in boxing. Period. Greg Hackett is one of the best motherfucking minds in the sport. He breaks it down like no other. So I gotta bring him up. We gotta do another breakdown. So let me bring up my boy. Greg Hackett. I'm gonna put his hold on. Let me put his cash app in the chat before I bring him up. Greggy Cash. Hold up. This is my guy right here, man. I love this nigga right here, man. He really one of the best. He really one of the best breakdowns in the sport. You can't get it. You can't get it like Greg. Make sure y'all follow him. GHBTV on YouTube. Greg Hackett in the building. Greg Hackett is in the building. Yo, G.
Naj, what's up?
What's up, man? I appreciate you pulling up, good brother. Man, I've been going for the YouTube streets for a minute, so I appreciate you pulling up, man.
No, I know how it go. What's going on?
Man, everything is good, man. Nigga, you know I need your expert breakdown, man. Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer. I know you a Philly nigga, so Tevin Farmer, your man. You gotta give me the breakdown, man. I didn't expect that. Listen, not to say I didn't expect. I thought Kid Austin could win, but not first round TKO. I didn't expect that. Can you give me a little breakdown? How did you see it?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people expected that. From the looks of it, Tev kind of took him for sweet, to be honest. Sweet meaning mentally, like I think Tev mentally thought that Schofield couldn't keep up with him. You know what I mean? When the fight started, it looked like Schofield was on another level mentally. You know what I'm saying? Where his eyes was, he was laser focused. He wasn't looking to waste a punch. He had his feet moving. He was ready for any type of reaction out of Tevin. Tevin was giving him a jab that really wasn't like a jab. It was like he was feeling to try to see what he could do. And right in between that shit, he got caught with that right hook. That shit was over from there. You know what I mean? It was tough to get it. It was tough to recover from that.
So what do you think it was, Greg? Do you think like Tevin slept on him as far as Kid Austin? Because Tevin's a good fighter, man. I didn't expect the first round KO. Do you think it was like Tevin slept on him and just got caught with some shit he didn't see? or like how do you explain the first round TKO?
Yeah, I think that just the mentality. I think the mentality was this kid's too young. He never seen anything like me before. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe him up. I'm gonna outbox him and do whatever I do to him. You know what I mean? I think he really did look at him like this shit was about to be too easy.
You think that was a detriment to his fight? Like he overlooked him?
For sure. That's exactly what happened. I mean, but I don't. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't understand it only because this. A guy who's not that skillful, like, all right, of course, Schofield doesn't fight like a Shakur, right? So, but what does he have? He's physical. So you have to know that he coming out to fight. He coming out to inflict pain. You know what I'm saying? So to sit there in front of him, I ain't like it. I ain't really like it.
What was it that you didn't like? Is it just like it's he's doing he's trying to do a physical fight against a guy that's like a physical
It's
come forward guy?
it's not like it's not so much he was trying to be physical, he not being himself. Tevin Farmer is a slick boxer. That's what you got to be, a slick boxer. Don't try to go right into being a puncher because the truth is you're not a big puncher. You know what I mean? So go in there and make this man think. Go in there and make him use his attributes. He didn't really give Schofield anything to think about. He was standing right there in front of him.
Yeah, that makes sense. I ain't gonna lie, Greg. You started this Auntie Sco thing, and you the nigga. Everybody I see on Twitter calling this nigga Auntie Sco. You started that. What the fuck, Greg? Talk to me about Auntie Sco is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy.
It was just the vibe he was giving off. That's all. You know what I mean? That day we was going at it. That was really what reminded me of. And he kept playing with his hair and shit. But one thing I can say though, he got that kid ready for that fight.
Yeah, Greg, you a funny ass nigga, son. You a funny ass nigga. All right, can you tell me about this though? Because your boy, you know who your boy, Boots Ennis, he caught a
Yeah.
lot of heat recently, but based on the Teofimo Lopez fight. Like a lot of people wanted to see him versus Teofimo Lopez. Obviously, he caught some heat for the Virgil Ortiz fight. Talk to me about Boots and where you feel like everything is just in terms of Boots Ennis moving up in weight.
I feel like if you think about it, what's the same thing everybody been saying since he been at 47? He too big. He too big. He been there. He been there for 9 years. He say he moving up. I think that's the best move. Go ahead, move up. Be healthy. Don't you know what I mean? Don't stick around because people want you to fight a certain somebody who really not a somebody. You know what I mean? Tio, the only thing you get with a Tio is his name, and I'm saying that because if Boots was to get in the ring with Tio and beat Tio, everybody gonna say he was too big. That's all they gonna say. So there's no point in fighting him.
Maybe, Greg, but we wanted Tio to get his ass beat. That was come on, man. Tio been doing all this
Yeah,
racist shit. We wanted Tio to get his ass beat.
and guess what? He owed Jermaine Ortiz a fight. He owed Steve Claggett a fight. You know what I mean? This dudes he owe a fight to because this dudes he really ain't beat. You know what I'm saying? So let's get one of them guys back in the ring. I say get the rematch with Jermaine Ortiz. You ain't got to worry about a guy like Boots, man. Because if Boots would have beat him up, yeah, it would have been cool. But at the same time, everybody would have been like, he too big for him.
I was hoping he took that fight because me personally, I want to see Tio get his ass beat. I don't like all the racism shit he been on, so I was hoping Boots took that. But outside of that, Greg, can you tell me how did you feel about Kid Austin? Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer. Obviously, Tevin Farmer, he's a Philly fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a really solid one. We didn't expect him to get TKO'd in round one. How did you feel about that fight, Greg?
Hey Naj, you asked me that, Naj, but I'm gonna answer it differently this time. I I feel like the kid has reached that level that he's been telling us about. He's been telling us that he can fight on that level. He's been telling us that he's a puncher, and he showed it. So I can't do nothing but take my hat off to him. I can't be mad at him. He did what he was supposed to do.
How did you feel about it, Greg? Because I know like Tev is your man. I feel like you sparred Tev back in the day. Like, was you shocked? What was your feelings though?
Yeah, I was definitely shocked at a first round knockout. You know what I mean? I didn't see that coming. I was a little mad at him, you know what I mean, because of how he approached it. And it's like damn, we didn't want to see that. You know what I mean? But yeah. It was one of them situations, but I had to respect it too. See, the thing is with boxing, you learn how to respect shit. You got to respect certain shit. You know what I mean? If a guy been putting in work and he go in there and produce like that, you got to respect it. I can't get mad.
Niggas is cooking me in the chat 'cause they said I just asked you that. All right, but listen, let me ask you this though. I didn't ask you this already, Greg. I've been on the Shmulio tonight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask you this.
Yeah,
Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. They
yeah,
saying that's a fight. I saw a turkey. He tweeted that today. He said that's a fight that's upcoming in November. You give the best breakdowns in the game. Could you
yeah.
break that down first? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, first of all, I love that fight. I think that's one of the fights, like the best fights of this year. You know what I mean? I think Devin Haney being a better boxer, he got to go in there, establish a great jab like he do, and box. But I think with the extra weight, being a 47 pounder now, Dev could start really turning over his punches. You know what I mean? Slowing down and letting these dudes feel his pop. A lot of people say he don't have no power. I can't judge that. I never been hit by him. I never did pad work with him or nothing like that. So I can't really say. And the reason I'm backing him a little bit, because what he did the Regis program. When he was fighting Regis, he showed some pop. You know what I mean? So I think he could do that in a fight like this. Now, on the other hand, Norman ain't nothing to play with right now. Norman is on full steam. You know what I mean? He letting everybody have it. He talking cash shit. This is the fight that he need to really let us know if he on that level. You know what I mean? We know Devin Haney is on that level as far as the boxing ability, being in there with ex-champions and things like that, current champions. We know Dev can handle it, but you know what I mean? With his side is more like, can he handle the power? With Norman, it's gonna be like, can he handle the boxing ability? Can he handle the speed? Can he handle the IQ? You know what I'm saying? That's what we looking for from Norman. So that's why it's a great fight, man. It's a great fight.
Hold on. So if we had to break it down and we need Greg Hackett's expert opinion, if you had to say who you think wins, come on, y'all niggas wilding right now. I ain't gonna lie. They saying the Don Julio got me 8-4. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But if we saying if Greg Hackett, how you think who wins the fight, Brian Armour Jr. or Devin Haney? How do you break it down, brother?
I mean, if Dev approach the fight like he did Jose Ramirez, right? What that does for Norman is it gives him confidence, but it could be false confidence because you could run you into a shot. It could run you into a shot. So Norman will have to take his time and work behind his jab and get to the body early if possible. You know what I mean? Devin Haney have to establish the jab and land combinations if possible. Possible. I think I mean, I think the fight could go either way, to be honest, because look at it. If we have the Devin Haney that just fought Ramirez with the fast feet, the fast hands, he could win it that way. But
Yep.
if he try to mix and match with Norman and try to mix it up with him, then I think Norman could possibly hurt him or buzz him and win by decision as far as knockdowns. I don't think he'll knock Devin Haney out. The reason I don't think Devin Haney get knocked out is because him fighting Ryan and being hit like that, I think that's the hardest he ever been hit in his career, his pro career. And once you get hit like that, not to say that you become immune, but your skin kind of toughen up. Everything toughen up. Like, all right, I've been hit like that. I don't think nobody else can hit me like that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
man. I'm calling it 50-50. It's gonna be tough, man.
Well, Greg, I'm gonna take your word for it because you've been in there, motherfucker. You done fought a lot of niggas, so I gotta take your word for it. Can you tell me this? I said on Twitter, and I got a lot of backlash. A lot of people tweeted me. They felt like I was tripping, but I said Jake Paul is a decent prospect, man. I feel like what I saw against Chavez Jr. last night, he used the jab. He was turning them. I seen a couple setups. I saw a lot of like decent things, like I wouldn't say he's a world champion. I don't think he could beat one of the world champions, but I thought he was decent. What did you think about Jake Paul last night?
I ain't watched Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul is a Broadway show. I don't think he's real. I think he pays guys not to fuck him up.
Come on, Greg, don't do that. You
Hey,
say he paid? He paid?
listen, man. I know Chavez Jr. I know where he come from, man. That wasn't Chavez Jr. That ain't what he do. You know what I'm saying? He paying guys. He paying guys not to beat him the fuck up. That's what the contract says. You know what I mean? Don't beat me the fuck up, and you gonna get your money. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
Greg, you OD'd. I feel like Jake Paul put in the work. I feel like he put in a lot of work to get a little better from where he was at.
Listen, He getting better. He getting it better. He getting better. But the thing is, these fights are staged with him. Nobody's not really going in there and giving their all. The one time we seen somebody give their all, what happened? He lost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and Tommy Fury, you talking about?
Yeah. That's not.
Hold
Come
on,
on, bro. Be
hold on.
real, bro.
You don't respect what Jake Paul doing, Greg? Come on, man.
I respect what he doing as a promoter, not what he doing as a fighter. As a fighter, he not really, bro. Them contracts be funny, man. Them contracts be funny, Notch. You know that.
All right, what about you versus Brian Owens Sr., the rematch? What we doing, Greg?
You know
What
I'm
we
down
doing?
for. You know I
I
like
put up
smoke,
some money
man.
for that, Greg. I put up some bread for that.
Hey, I smoke all day. You already know what's going on. You know what's going on with me.
Yeah. All right, just tell me about your career, your boxing career. Where are you at? How many fights you think you got left? Tell me about the boxing career for Greg Hackett. Because I purchased that fight. I put up money and I will continue to purchase that fight. Where you at?
I mean, I'm scheduled to fight August 16th. I got a pretty good joint coming up with Nick Kistner. He from Maryland. I'm just, you know me, man. Wherever the smoke at, I'm going. I don't really, you know what I mean?
Yo, Greg, you a real nigga, man. I fuck with you for real, bro.
My nigga, I appreciate
All right,
you.
man. Yo, listen, Greg. We got to do another breakdown. The people been asking in the chat for another breakdown. You know we gotta do another joint, man.
Just hit me up, man. We set it up.
All right, I got you, man. Thank you for pulling up, bro.
For sure.
Man, come on, man. What a great live today. Let me drop a bomb. We started off with Gary Antoine Russell. Then we got Kate Austin, Floyd Schofield Sr. Then we got Bill Haney. Then we got Greg Hackett. Listen, man, it ain't. Hold up. That bomb was whack. Cam 804, fuck you. It ain't no live better than Cigar Talk Live. I bring the people that y'all want to see. It's been a crazy live today. And I've been off, so I had to make sure I brought a lot of guests so that y'all appreciate it. So that we could get everything that we came for. We could get everything that we came for. Every guess, every answer, every question. Cigar Talk Live. Naji got too many connections. This shit cheating. I ain't gonna lie. Greg Hackett, my nigga, man. I love Greg, bro. Pause. I love Greg. Greg Hackett, man, that's a solid brother, and he one of them ones, man. Salute to Greg Hackett. Thank you for pulling up, Greg. Thank you for pulling up, Greg. All right. All right. I hope y'all appreciated everything that I did today. Cigar Talk Live. I brought a lot of guests through. I brought a lot of heat through. I brought a lot of questions through. Every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pull up. Matter of fact, let me take this brother because I cut him off because Bill Haney pulled up. Let me take this brother real quick, and then we done. Let me get Daryl Thomas Jr. to the panel, and then I'm done.
Yo.
Yo,
No, you
I
know what?
appreciate you. My bad. Everybody kind of came through at a certain time,
Oh
so
no,
my
no, that
bad.
was
I had to bring niggas up, but thank you, bro.
oh no, that was good. You good. You know one thing I was thinking about? I wonder how Bill and them feel about that whole was it a tweet or whatever when Turkey said he don't want to see no more Tom and Jerry. Do you think they took that as a shot, or was that, or because everybody wasn't that right after the Times Square and the skull Canelo the next day or something like that?
Yeah, that was a great question, bro. I'm gonna make sure I ask that the next time I get any of them on, Devin, Bill,
Actually,
I can ask that. That's a great question. I need to know that, bro.
yeah, the streets is talking. We everybody already made they came to the conclusion who he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's gonna be real interesting when you even break down the Haney and the whole Norman situation. We gotta believe Devin not gonna be fighting like that. So it's gonna make it real interesting. Kind of like Greg just broke down. We got the experience, the IQ, the good boxing ability versus the steaming hot train, the guy with power. We trying to see whose world is gonna take over and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to think Devin not gonna fight like that. But you know, I was just real curious to know how Bill felt about that comment that got made. You know,
That's a great question, man. I'm gonna make sure I ask that. But tell me, while you here, how do you see Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney, man? They saying November is going down. How do you see that fight, bro?
man, this is like the collision of the guy who kind of got somewhat of a resume versus the guy who hot right now. So we got Norman. He had that battle with who was it, Santian? That he beat the Quavis in like a 1 or 2 rounds. Then he just got my guy out of there in Japan. So it's hard to really sleep on Norman right now. I'm not gonna lie. But with the experience and IQ, I definitely lean toward Haney. I'm really gonna be interested to see how Norman does with with the footwork, with the boxing ability, with the jab. Who's going to dictate what they want to do in the ring? You know, from a ring general standpoint. And like I said, even with that Turkey comment, I'm not saying Turkey influencing how the judges are done going. I wonder, what's it called, the 50-50 rounds? I wonder how they're going to really score them 50-50 rounds when you throw what Turkey said out there. You know what I'm saying? How the judges look at that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do they respect real good boxing, or do not to say Norman can't box or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But when you break it down from the X's and O's, I would like to see how Norman deals with the boxing ability and footwork, because I think
All right. You political, but who do you got, brother? Who do you got, man?
I got Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney about to show up, put his name back on top, boom, grab that belt. Then who we got out there? I don't know if he want to smoke with the Ryan rematch after that. I don't know if he wanted to go have a crazy press conference with a Rolly and unify, or go with the Teofimo right after that. So I think I got Devin Haney. Now I think he's gonna go on to them big names that he's supposed to been have fight, like Teofimo, Rolly or something like that. I think I got Haney, but I think it's gonna be a good fight though. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Haney gonna edge it out.
How do you feel about Kid Austin versus Shakur Stevenson? Obviously, we wanted it to happen before. It didn't happen. Kid Austin got sick. Pops said he didn't get sick. He said he got,
Yeah.
got sabotaged. But how do
Yeah.
you feel about the whole deal? Kid Austin and Shakur Stevenson.
Honestly, I think when they say it's levels, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me just say this. Kid Austin did his thing, you can't take nothing away from him at all. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. But when you talk about him against Shakur, we already know he a defensive specialist. I think Shakur, take his time, break him down. I think he gonna step to him. You know what I'm saying? Probably put Kid Austin on his back foot and everything. So I think just from the experience level, 3 division champion, I think from experience level, it's good. It sounds good on paper considering what Kid Austin did today. But I believe once they actually get out there, I don't think it's gonna be as 50-50 as we may drum it up to be. And that's no disrespect to Kid Austin. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a landslide, one of them 10-2 type fights. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Okay.
But
How do
yeah,
let me ask you this? 'Cause I meant to get to this before Bill Haney pulled up. How you feel about Jake Paul, man? I've been on record saying I think Jake Paul is a decent prospect. I got killed on social media for it. How do you feel about what Jake Paul is doing and where Jake Paul is at as a professional boxer?
honestly, man, you gotta respect it. I see what Greg was saying. I used to kind of be one of them guys when he was fighting with Nate Robinson and all that stuff. But you gotta like really respect his development. Like kind of like you just said. I think you said somebody said something and you corrected him. You said I said decent or something like that. Uh, when you look at him from when he started and then to now, we all got to agree. He done stepped it up. You can tell he working and training. So and as a promoter, he doing real good for the business. What I'm saying, he brings some light to the boxing just as well as others. But like I said, I think somebody mentioned something about the Badu Jack earlier. I think that'd be interesting since Badu Jack a little older. I would definitely still lean Badu Jack, but as far as championship status, something like that, I don't know, man. I think that'll just be a miracle. But I think Jake gonna just kind of play his lane, keep everything cool while he got his promotion going. But yeah, so I don't really see him being champion. I know he said Canelo or something like that. But I think he should go to like a Bottle Jack fight to at least try to get the respect. Win, lose, or draw, like the Tommy Fury fight. He at least get more people like Greg's respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you this before we wrap up.
Yeah.
How do you see Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach, the rematch. How do you
Mm.
see that play? I ran into Lamont Roach the other day. Last week, I ran into Lamont Roach. He told me, I talked to him, I said, Mont, how you feeling about the rematch? He said, nigga, I'm ready. That's what he told me. Verbatim, he said, nigga, I'm ready. That's what he told me. How do you feel about Lamont Roach versus Tank Davis, the rematch?
Well, that's a big one right there, And Tank been quiet, he really ain't been saying that. He just been in the cut. I think kind of Lamont definitely gained the world's respect. He showed he not just going out like that. I think I'll give Lamont a good shot. I would. Dang man, I don't know, cause when you see Tank, like some people I heard somebody say it's a cherry pick going wrong. Lamont, he not to be slept on. He definitely gained a fan in me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of seen him. I heard he fought Jamil back in the days, but I ain't really have my eyes fully on him and everything. So if you making me say a name, whew, I don't know. I'm gonna say Tank, but dang man, but I'll be very hesitant to bet that though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So I think Tank gonna come back out, man. I think he gonna come back out. Show he might kind of get on his boxing ability. Kind of. I think Tank made a comment the other day, something about like he didn't step like he usually do with something. I'm later around something like that. So I gotta give Tank.
Pick, nigga, pick. You gotta pick, nigga.
I'm dancing on the fence. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna ride with Tank on this. I'm gonna ride with Tank. Then hopefully we get that Tank and Shakur set up, so Turkey can go ahead and line that up. Cause I saw Tank came out and said something about long as Al allow it. He down with it. So I'm gonna say Tank, so we can get that Tank and that Shakur lined up.
Do you think that fight is gonna happen? Tank versus Shakur?
How old is Tank? What, 30 or something like that?
Yeah, about 30. Yeah, 31.
What are we in June? Dang. Dang, man, I don't know. I want to say yeah, bro, because where else Tank got to go after this? I don't. Who else he gonna fight?
Honestly, me personally, I think if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios, I think he's gonna take that Pacquiao fight.
Okay, yeah, trying to take that way. Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, if Pacquiao can get him, yeah, that'd be good just for the. You can't get mad. He's just getting his money at that point. But as far as some real boxing talk, outside, the Pacquiao, outside of I guess the Jake Paul rumor and all that stuff. I don't know who else he gonna fight right now. Like, outside of that. That's what I want to know. So I feel like it gotta be Shakur.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro. Who you got in that? Last but not least, before we go, Tank versus Shakur. Who you got in that fight?
Oh yeah, Tank Shakur. I'm gonna go with Shakur, man. And a lot of people don't know, like I don't think we never. I mean, Tank got the power. Don't get it wrong. He a good boxer too. But I think Shakur gonna take that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shakur, he's a lot bigger than Tank as well. You know what I'm saying? They both making the weight pretty comfortably. At least they say so. But I think as far as just keeping them on the outside, you know what I'm saying? The defense ability, putting his combinations together. I think Shakur gonna take that. Kind of one of them 8-4, 9-3 kind of fights. But you know what I'm saying? But hopefully we get it. We all are winners. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think Shakur gonna take that.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man. Yo, Daryl, I appreciate you pulling up, bro.
All right, for sure, bro. Take it easy now.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, man. Come on. If you rock with me, put W stream in the chat. We had Gary Antoine Russell, Floyd Schofield Sr., Kid Austin, Bill Haney, and Greg Hackett. Come on, man. Put W stream in the chat if you fuck with me. If you enjoyed that, W stream. W stream. I'm trying to bring more heat to the boxing community. W stream, bro. Come on, man. We had a lot of people come on today, man. It's not that easy. I want y'all to understand. Me getting people on the stream is not that easy. Let me reiterate. Gary Antoine Russell, Floyd Schofield Sr., Kid Austin. What's the nigga name? Greg Hackett. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. We getting the W stream, man. All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate it. I'm not that drunk. I had a little bit of schmoolie, yo, but I'm not that drunk. I'm all right. Yo, listen, I appreciate y'all pulling up today. If Don Julio put a W in, y'all funny as fuck. All right. If y'all pulled up today, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Salute to everybody that pulled up in the chat today. And every Sunday, 2 p.m., this is the new day. Sunday, 2 p.m., it's the new live stream for Cigar Talk. I'm going to make sure I bring a bunch of people up here to show us love and to talk that shit. Show us love and to talk that shit. This is what we do, man. So listen, if you pulled up today, I appreciate you. I'm grateful. Listen, everybody that pulled up, everybody that made a comment, everybody that dropped the super chat, I'm grateful. I promise you I'm grateful. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed the show today. We've been on for almost 4 hours. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. And that salad ain't hold none of that liquor. Eat a chopped cheese next time. Salad in, and the schmooly, yo. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for pulling up today. Dope episode of Cigar Talk. We out of here.